say 71. Let's disregard that. There's a some. I'm not even going to say on the podcast, but I had a very dumb moment that Felix knows about. So it's one of those days. Okay, it's one of those days.
Having one of those days.
Yes, but welcome, and we are going to talk about Backlash. Obviously, we're going to talk about the big thing in AEW that I actually do want to talk about: Tony Khan, Young Bucks, Jack Perry, all that situation, WWE draft, and other news. So, and if you don't know, this is my co-host. That's been here for how long? What episode were you on? The first episode? Do you remember?
Oh
Because I
God,
don't.
I don't know the episode number, but I know the date. Well, not the exact day of like the day, but I know the month. It was November 2022 was when no, yeah, wait, no, yeah, 2022, yeah. November 2022 was when I did the first podcast with you, so it's been over a year.
Yeah, but we have been very inconsistent. But we have gotten a
True.
little bit better here and there. It's okay.
I want to
But
say episode 40 something, like I don't know, like 49 or maybe the 50s. It's either in the 40s or the 50s, I
I
think.
want to say it's
I'll have to look back
I
and
want to
see.
say it's at least in the 40s. Welcome to the
Yeah.
stream. Thank you for joining in. I was trying to watch Monica's for a little bit, and I didn't know she was streaming. So, hey, this is the time slot I'm gonna have to do it in, and Felix as well. So, I don't want to waste anybody's time because my timing today has been absolutely terrible. But um, all right. Before we talk about Backlash in the draft, we're going to get through these notes that I've got. And before I talk about this guy, I want to ask you, what do you think of how? And I know you've watched clips at least. It's hard to watch full shows now. I will get to watch SmackDown on a normal basis more because my work schedule, I get off Friday morning and I'm off for the rest of the weekend until Sunday night. So it's different a little bit. So, but even if I work over, then I can't watch it all the way. But I'm able to watch it more if I can.
Mm.
What do you think about Solo Sokoa and Tama Tonga and everything and all that situation and how it's going to potentially play out?
Um, if I'm being honest, I haven't really paid too much attention so far. But from what I saw, oh, sorry, someone's just come back, so you may hear my dog barking. But yeah, I like the pairing. I do like Tamatonga being with Solo and them sort of building up a second bloodline, sort of. Um, and I'm hoping it does eventually come to a head where it does Roman's bloodline with the Usos against Solo's bloodline, potentially a War Games later on this year down the line. That's why I'm thinking it's going to eventually head to. But obviously, we've got a long way to go until then. But yeah, I do like it because it's going to bring back Roman as more of a babyface side of things than a heel, which is going to make things interesting. The tribal chief Roman being a babyface instead of a heel, that's going to be a very interesting dynamic.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, which I think it is right. I think Roman should come back as a babyface because it will be different from the stuff he's done before. If he just come back as a heel, it'd just be like, oh, same old Roman, just no title. So just to change it up and be fresh, like you can have Roman still be the tribal chief, do the tribal chief stuff, and still be a babyface. You can still easily do that. And plus, the whole fan base is going to be behind him once he comes back. So it makes sense for him to be a babyface. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. But that's where I think it's heading. It's going to eventually head to a War Games match between Roman's bloodline and Solo's bloodline. Probably there's going to be like one more addition to Solo's bloodline to sort of make up like a three or four. So yeah, whoever that will be, not 100% sure, but I think someone will join it.
Yeah, and this is where I come in. I believe that name will be Jacob Fartu. I believe it will be Jacob. And now look, I know Fartu's and the name and everything. And that's where I was going. That is where I was going to go. Perfect. Um, I do think Jacob will debut at Backlash and help Solo and Tamil. I know this is a spoiler alert, but oh well. I think Jacob will help Solo and Tonga win, and I know that's one of my predictions. But since I'm bringing him up and we're talking about it, I'm going to end it up. I think that is where he's going to come into play and everything. And then bam, big debut where he basically helps Solo and Tonga win. And I believe that's how they're going to do it. They could do it a different way, but eventually Jacob Fatu is going to be the one that will be with Solo and Tama. So that's why I think I don't know much about Jacob. I've seen clips, and if he does some of the stuff he's done on the indie scene, at least a little bit to WWE's degree, dude, you talking about an athletic motherfucker for his size.
I haven't even seen
Look,
clips, so
look, look,
I'm
and
really
look,
going into this
look.
blind.
I'm not even talking about Kevin Owens is good as his own. Nah, this is more than Kevin Owens. I mean, he's over here doing just check out highlights of him. I'm going to even more so I can be more familiar with him. He
Wow, like, because that's saying something. Because Kevin Owens could do some mad shit. Like, he could do a moonsault, he could do a swanton bomb, he could do like Kevin Owens could do some mad stuff for a man his size. So if Fatu is even more than that, that's crazy. But yeah, I haven't even seen clips of him, so I'm literally going in completely blind. I haven't seen anything of Jacob Fatu, so I don't know how good he is. But I'm very interested to eventually see just how good he is. Jacob Fatu, I don't think will come into WWE until at least a SmackDown after Backlash, in my opinion. Yeah, it's either going to be Backlash or it's going to be the SmackDown after Backlash. But in my opinion, do it at Backlash just because do it at the big show. You know,
it,
like
it
they did it
makes
with
sense.
Solo. Yeah, it makes sense. They did it with Solo at Clash of the Castle. They had Solo debut at Clash of the Castle and cost Drew McIntyre. I was even there for that. But yeah, Jacob Fatu, I think will debut at Backlash in similar fashion to Solo back in the day. So yeah,
And also Tama Tonga literally debuted on a SmackDown, so I don't think they're going to do that for Jacob Fatu. So
no,
I think that's another reason why I'm leaning more towards Backlash and everything for Jacob. They did the storyline where they attacked Jimmy, but Jimmy is actually injured with I don't know what injury, honestly. I haven't looked
mm,
into that, but Jimmy is actually out with a legit injury right now, so it actually plays along with the storyline and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. So he's going to
Um,
be out there for a little bit, and then he'll eventually come back. Same with Roman and align with Jay.
and I honestly I can't wait for that to happen because them as look, I think people we knew how good Roman was as the bad guy, as the tribal chief. But with him going to turn babyface, hey, you talking about a mega babyface. And
Mm.
I don't know. I
And
don't know.
And this is different from when Roman was previously a babyface. Like, yes, Roman previously was a very bad babyface. But that was when he was the big dog. That was when he was doing like the shit he was doing before he became the tribal chief that everyone hated. So this is a completely different Roman, a completely better Roman. That even as a babyface, he will thrive. Like, obviously, he's
Yeah.
got a lot better on the mic since those babyface days. Paul Heyman has helped him in that regard as well. So even as a babyface, I could see him absolutely thriving. So yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a whole lot better than what it used to be.
So yeah, I cannot wait for that storyline to slowly develop. And now look, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about Roman unless unless he gets brought up again. So I just saw a tweet, and I don't know if other people have as well. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were the ones to urge on WrestleMania 39 for Vince and Triple H for Roman to retain against Cody. That came out. I don't know if that's 100% true, but take it with a grain of salt. Meltzer said it, so I don't. He's been 2 for 30 for the last 28 things he said. So Meltzer
Yeah,
is yes, he's a big name, and he's in the past he's gotten a lot of stuff right, but recently he has really struck out big time. So
to be honest though, I think I could somewhat believe that. I can see Roman and Heyman like sort of calling for Roman to retain back last year because I think they sort of saw the vision of like Cody continuing that story instead of just having it happen last year. Just have Cody do that big long chase and make it more fulfilling this year. I can see something like that coming out of Heyman's mouth. So I could see that being true, but again, take it as a grain of salt. That
also I see it being true because he's with the statement he said Roman felt like there was a little bit more he could do with his reign with some stories and that. So he wanted to do the story with Jay. Yeah, we know how that was. It was the one of the worst SummerSlam matches of all time, in my opinion. It wasn't really
yeah,
that good for a
no.
Roman match. That was terrible. But I think Roman coming back as a babyface like Randy, the point of view of the audience, he is babyface, but WWE might think he is still as a heel. They do that a little bit. I understand what you're saying. They do that a little bit where they portray him as a bad guy, but the crowd is definitely not going to make him a bad guy. Not when he comes back.
So so
But
pretty
but
much a tweener. So pretty much a
but
tweener. That's essentially what a tweener
yeah
is.
yeah. He might be like that at the beginning, but Triple H knows he's going to get cheered a whole lot more when he comes back. So I don't
Yeah.
think I think they're going to go with the babyface run, which makes absolutely sense. Let Solo try to keep on striving and everything and thriving in that heel role because I love what Solo's doing. Even though he finally picked up his first win in, I don't know, 40 something matches, even though it wasn't televised.
You know, you know what? I want to make a point about that. You know what's funny the most is that in his promo before he kicked out Jimmy, it was just like losing has consequences, right? So there must be repercussions for losing. Says the man who has lost
But
how many fucking matches in a row?
but the
It's
crazy
I don't know. The hypocrisy was hilarious.
but the crazy thing is, I don't know who, but someone's going to bring that up eventually. Just watch. Just
Probably
watch.
Roman.
Yeah, Roman's like, dude, aren't you like 0-20 against LA Knight or something? He gonna bring it up. He gonna bring it
Yeah,
up.
he definitely he's gonna bring up the losing streak. Like he's gonna be like, "You tribal chief, ain't you the man who's like 0-50 in your last matches? Get out of here with your tribal chief bullshit."
Yeah. I can't wait for that to happen. The only time I want to say it until after the stream, since we're just a little bit in, hit that like button for me, please. Hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it if you do. Close to 500. We'll get there eventually. I'm not going to be worried. I still got to get my watch time up. But please hit that like button if you're enjoying the podcast, episode 72. Now, into big news. What? Listen to this. Big news. Randy Orton, right? Def Rebel did a version of Randy Orton's music and he turned them down, believe it or not.
Thank God, thank the Lord, Randy. Thank you. God, can you imagine if Def Rebel changed Randy's theme? Oh my God, there would be. Oh my God, no, no, there would be a fucking murder scene happening because no,
Yes.
Randy's theme is one of the most iconic and greatest themes of all time. You just don't change it. I
Yeah.
don't care if CFO is not doing it anymore or whatever. No, you don't change Randy's theme. No, unless it's back to burning in my light for like a little bit of time in a particular heel turn or something. Then I'm fine with that. But no, no new theme for Randy. That no. It'd be
No.
like changing Triple H's theme, or changing Stone Cold's theme, or changing the Undertaker's theme, or changing Edge's theme. Just the Rock's theme. Like it just no, you just don't do it. No.
Yeah, it's bad. Welcome, Monica. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for getting in. Thank you for the likes, whoever just did that. But yeah, Randy Orton. I am glad he turned him down because, but there is a lot of people inside of WWE that know. Um,
Speaking of Death Rebel, I no longer fully hate AJ's new theme. His CFO theme is still 1,000 times better. Yeah, I agree. I don't despise AJ's new theme. After like hearing it in full, I don't hate it. I don't love it. Like it's not a banger. It's all right. It by Death Rebel standards, it's a better than normal theme that they normally produce. I will give them that, but that is where it ends. Yeah, CFO's theme is miles better, miles better. And you know, speaking of Death Rebel, right? So like, I know like recently WWE had these releases happen, and I just saw like so many memes and so many tweets of like people going, "Oh, for fuck's sake! If only Death Rebel was one of them." And I was just like, "Yep, we're all thinking
dude,
the same thing.
okay, look,
We're just
look.
hoping Death
They
Rebel's
have
name
to.
pops up."
They have to know. That group has to know that their days are very much counted of getting the hell out of there and getting gone.
Like yes, they have produced some bangers, but the difference between how many bangers they've produced and how many stinkers is massive.
Dog,
It's like,
if I have to hear the whoever's theme music, them saying something before the music actually plays, I am going to do something. Like
do
I
you know
am
why they've
so
done that?
tired of hearing it.
Do you know why they've done that? Because originally, you know, when they did the Royal Rumble happened last year, not this year, last year,
Yeah,
everyone was complaining that oh, nobody knows any wrestler's theme song because it's not distinctive to them. Like it's not like, you know, original blah blah blah. So you can't really tell who's coming out. So they were just like, all right, if it's so difficult for you guys to figure out who's coming out, we're gonna have their catchphrase pop up at the start of every fucking song before the song starts, so you know who's coming out, and it just makes it sound so terrible. Like, no, you don't have the catchphrase of the wrestler pop up before the theme on every wrestler. Like some it does make sense, but some it just downright doesn't. It sounds awful.
now look. I will say this: Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green. Those two come to mind. That I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, that makes actually sense.
yeah, they work, but some
Yeah.
of them are just downright ridiculous.
N.A. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
When I
Oh my
saw
god, that's
that,
the worst
when
one.
I
That was,
saw that, I almost lost it. I'm like, why are we spelling out her name? Oh my
and
gosh.
that's slow too. Like N-A-O-M. It's like Jesus Christ, you could have came out at that time. My word. Like it's like someone trying to read out Naomi's name, but like like very badly. It's like N-A-O-M-I. It's like Christ above. Get on with it.
But enough of those bums of Death Rebel, okay? Um, hopefully they're gone here soon. But um talking about the AEW side, and then we will come back to the WWE side. Um, Swerve Strickland. Congrats to him of being the first African American World Heavyweight champion in AEW. Congrats to him. I really hope his run is good. I don't, like I said, I don't watch AEW. I watch clips. I watch clips, and that's really it. But congrats to him. I really hope his run is good. The one thing I don't like, when he won the world championship, the next show on Dynamite, who is shown first? The Young Bucks and Jack Perry, not your world champion, to start off the show. That that was like a big fu to Swerve. Swerve should have been the first thing. Okay, oh. Mm. But you know what? I hope Swerve has a really good reign and everything. But if
Yeah.
if you were to pick one person, I think a lot of us think but I don't know who would you have beat Swerve, and I'm assuming it's going to be at All in London, though. I feel like that's when his reign will end.
Well, before I go on that, I do want to say I am very happy that Swerve is champ because I've always been quite high on Swerve. Like ever since he was in NXT and as
Mhm.
Swerve in Isaiah Swerve Scott in NXT, and I think he won the Cruiserweight Championship. I think he either won the Cruiserweight Championship or he won the North American Championship. I
I think it was
think.
the North American.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, when he won the North American Championship in NXT, I was very happy for him, and I've always been very high on him. I think he's a very good talent and very underrated. So now that he's the world champion in AEW, I'm very happy for him, and I do hope he has a very good reign. Yeah, I can also see it come to an end at All In. In terms of who dethrones him, I mean, to be honest, I don't watch enough AEW to really know who they're building up right now and who they're like sort of pushing to beat Swerve. I mean, is Swerve a heel or is he a face in AEW? Because I'm not that sure. If he's a heel, yeah, if he's a heel, pretty sure.
He just beat Samoa Joe though, and Samoa Joe's probably a heel.
Samoa Joe's both. Let's be real. He could do both.
Well,
He's a sort of a
okay. See,
he can
see,
go back
look,
what he wants.
see, look. This is the problem. If I can't tell you if he's a face or a bad person, I
I think I think Joe's a babyface because Joe beat MJF. So I think Joe's a babyface,
all
and
right.
so I think Swerve's a heel. So if we're going for a babyface to beat Swerve here, the only name that really comes to my mind is Will
Yeah,
Ospreay
it's gonna be Will.
because Will Ospreay is being built up huge. Like he just beat Bryan Danielson in one of the best matches ever, supposedly from people. So I believe Swerve's a good guy at the moment. He's got Christian Cage.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
good
But
night, good night, Martha. Have a good one.
uh, yeah. But yeah, I personally think Will Ospreay. I don't know why. Just Will Ospreay is what I'm leaning towards. He's the person I'm
Yeah,
betting money on if I had to pick one because again, I'm not too sure who else they're really building up. All I know is that they're really building up Ospreay. And obviously, it's not going to be Okada because he's busy doing his own thing. He's probably going to be facing Omega at All In, which holy shit! Like I wasn't going to be able to go to All In, but wait, no, yeah, I can't go to All In because I'm going to download at the same time. So I swear to God, if they're gonna do Kenny Omega vs Kazuchika Okada All In and I can't be there, I'm gonna be so pissed. Oh well,
I,
I'll
I
definitely
will
watch
say
it.
this. I will say this. I think I don't think Kenny is going to be all the way back for All In. I think it's going to be after.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. I got it mixed up. It's Clash of the Castle that I'm gonna be a download for. So yeah, fuck Clash of the Castle. So I could go to All In. I could potentially. If they do Kenny Omega vs Kazuchika Okada at All In, I may have to go. I'm just gonna have to find a way. So I'll see because that's the only match that can like make me really want to go. Apart from that, I could give it a miss. I went to last year's; it was cool. I don't have to go this year, but if they do Okada vs Omega, I may have to because their matches back in Japan are one of my favorite matches ever. So good, so good, so ridiculously good. So, but yeah, in terms of when they're gonna do it, thing is, Omega said in his promo with Okada, "Give me a couple months." A couple months is pretty much All In. So I think they'll lean to All In, but we'll see. It all depends on Omega's situation with his what's it called? Diverticulitis or whatever the fuck it's called. That. Yeah. I'll keep my fingers crossed they do if Kenny is healthy enough. Yeah, that's it. It all depends on whether Kenny's healthy enough, because if he's not healthy enough, then don't do the match, obviously. Like, I don't care, like, how good the match is going to be. It's not worth Kenny's health. So, unless Kenny's 100% sure he can do it, don't do the match. But if he's 100% certain he'll be ready, do it. So, yeah, that's my standpoint.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I read something. I don't know where from, but I can't remember. But I do not think Kenny Omega health is going to be for All In. I don't think so. So
We'll see.
we'll see. I mean, it might just be one of those things that they're just having those people put out to sway from him actually being, but who knows? Uh,
I think he's on the road to recovery at least. I think he's like
yeah, yeah,
almost
he
ready
is, but it's
because
that.
he
Oh,
took
go
some
ahead.
shots to the midsection. He took some shots to the midsection area in his promo against Okada and the Bucks and Jack Perry. They like hit him with a chair to the stomach, and they just in general just did moves on him that would have impacted the stomach area. I don't think Kenny would have willingly took those if he wasn't, close to being back, close to being fully ready. So yeah, I think with that in mind, I think he will be ready for All In. But again, it really just depends.
Yeah. So who knows? But talking about the Young Bucks, Tony Khan, Jack Perry situation with that segment, um, and I know some people didn't like it, but I'm thinking Tony Khan's not really a on TV screen character that much. So one thing I will say, it felt weird for him to be out there with Jack at the beginning. It didn't. It does. It still don't make no sense because you felt like, oh, this is a trap, and then we got a dumbass owner still going to go through the trap. So, that's why I get. But even though he looked very dumb just being out there with Jack Perry, like it was like nothing bad was going to happen, I enjoyed watching the segment. I
I
very
haven't
enjoyed
seen
it.
that particular segment, so I can't really comment on that particular segment because I haven't seen it. But
Well.
I'll take
Okay.
your word.
Well, all it is they go back and forth talking. I don't know for how long, and they're raising each other's hands like, oh, we're back. Like someone broke off a relationship and they came back or something and everything. That's kind of what how and they're over here raising each other's hands. And Jack Perry just gets the microphone and hits him right in the like chest area, and Tony Khan sells it and everything. And the Young Bucks come out and is like, Jack, you can't do that and all that. And with their heel persona, they do a double super kick and then they do the whatever damn tombstone Meltzer driver, Tony Khan driver, whatever the hell driver they call it now. So they did it like they did that on Tony Khan, and Tony Khan is over here. They did that. So hey guys, hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming in. Thank you.
Welcome.
We haven't talked about Backlash yet. I see your WWE name in there, JD. So um excuse me. But that oh holy
Get the water down, you man.
I don't have no more water, but I'll be fine. I
Ah,
don't know
fuck.
why that was like that. But that segment was to basically have Tony Khan in a neck brace at the NFL draft to just have more publicity and everything, like a stunt. And yeah, it worked to an extent. And then he said the Harvey Weinstein comment, and he totally fucked everything up with that. And don't get me wrong, I don't know what the hell that comment means or anything because I haven't looked it up. but I seen a lot of people shit on his comments. So that's when I know it was bad. But segment wise, I enjoyed this segment, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah. He does need to stop talking about WWE. I don't understand why Tony Khan keeps on doing this bullshit too. I
Yeah.
don't understand that. I don't. It what in the right world, what does it benefit Tony Khan from talking about WWE? Nothing. Yo, you are talking to them on ESPN for like some NFL draft stuff, and then talking about AEW. Then you bring up WWE, and it's like
I
Tony.
think the reason why I think the reason why he does it is because in his mind, because obviously WWE is huge. He thinks the more he talks about AEW, not AEW, WWE, the more he talks about WWE, um, the more like people will see his comments, like just get more attention on him and attention on AEW. That I think that's his mindset when it comes up, which doesn't work. It doesn't clearly because he's been doing it for years and it hasn't really helped much. You'd think you get the hint, but no. So I think that is what he's like constantly thinking. It's like, oh, if I talk shit about WWE, oh, people will pay attention to me, and people will check out AEW because of it. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, but oh, Tony Khan, he ain't ever going to stop talking about it. And I'm just going to tell you this. We keep on saying it. I know he got money, but unless those people that they brought in eventually build up the everything back up, they going to be out of here eventually. And I hate to say that. I hope that never happens though.
It's the same reason why, like, Tony Khan brought up the CM Punk stuff. Like, because he thought that if he just brought up the CM Punk stuff and showed footage on AEW, he would get eyes on AEW, and like everyone would tune in and watch AEW, and just basically just be a whole publicity stunt. And it
For a
just turned
week.
out yeah, like just for a week, which yeah, it got eyes on it for a week, and everyone was just like, oh, let's see what this footage is. Just turned out to be nothing, and it backfired on him, and it turned out Punk was right, and it just made him look stupid afterwards. So it's just like, yeah, well done, Tony. You got everyone's attention for 1 week, and then you've lost it again. Well done, well done. You made yourself look stupid for the sake of 1 week.
Yeah.
Congrats, bud. Congrats.
Yeah, but that's all I'm going to talk about. We've talked about it a lot, and they just keep on him and some what he needs. And this is the last thing I said. He needs a level-headed person around him at all times to not say some dumbass shit like this. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, like he needs someone like with sort of like the mindset of Triple H. Like just level headed, just all business. Don't talk about any bullshit outside. Just just focus on your company. That's all it takes. Focus on your company, not other companies, your company. Just focus on yourself. Why like bother with what everyone else is doing? The only reason why you do it is because WWE is bigger than you. That's literally the only reason. Like
Yeah,
no company can ever do that apart from
and
AEW.
And Triple H still gets his little shots here and there. He's always going to, because he
Yeah.
always thought, oh, AEW started up and everything, and he always thought that Tony Khan basically ruined his NXT, which it was Vince McMahon. Believe it or not. So he always thinks Tony. So that's. But one thing I did see in the last comment, and this is all I'm going to say about WWE and Tony Khan in the same thing, unless it gets brought up again. Someone asked Tony, "Hey," and I'm surprised he actually answered it in this way. All right, good night, man. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you.
Good
Get
idea.
some good sleep, man. Um, yes, it will be, and we will talk about that here in a little bit for sure. Um,
I'm really looking forward to that match, by the way.
he, someone asked Tony, and I forget what interview this was. Do you ever see yourself working with Triple H and WWE for just a crossover event or something ever? And he said that's a unique question. He said it's a true I don't know if that's going to happen. He said, but I would leave the door open for it. I when I saw that answer, I said, "Oh shit." I said, "Okay, I'll take that." Do I ever see it happening? Fuck no. But, you know, hey, a person can wish. A person could wish for a healthy Kenny Omega versus some of those WWE people.
Oh, Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega versus AJ Styles, Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega versus fucking anybody. Oh, give it to me. Kenny Omega versus Finn Balor, Kenny Omega versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Kenny Omega versus just keep throwing it. It's like there's a whole
But
list.
but that it would be amazing if they I wish they would come together and at least do maybe maybe every 2 years do a show together. One show, 1 year and just do that.
Ah, if Tony Khan says he's going to keep the door open for that, then I mean, I think Triple H would be
I
like
think he
the
would
more
too.
level-headed out of the two. So if Tony Khan, yeah, so if Tony Khan is okay and down for it, I don't see any reason why Hunter wouldn't be.
Yeah.
So I can eventually maybe see them like hashing it out and be, you know, organize something eventually if they just put all the fucking differences aside and just be like, yeah, you know what, let's put on a show for the ages. Um, but we'll see. But yeah, Kenny Omega say just as with match of the year. Yes, it fucking would be.
Yeah.
Along with Omega and Rollins. Like Omega and Rollins is another one. Oh. Like Omega and Styles, yes, they would absolutely kill it. My only worry with that is that obviously Styles now isn't as good as he was like 5 years ago, like or stuff like that. So that's the only worry about me with in terms of that match. But Rollins, he's in his prime still, like prime Rollins versus prime Kenny Omega. Like that would be unreal. So yeah, and give me Okada versus Nakamura as well. Thank you very much. I would love to see that. Um, or hell, if you really want to go all out, so I had to. Sorry. You could do like something like Cena versus Okada. Like, how unreal would that be? Like, pretty much Okada used to be like the Cena of New Japan, right? So like it kind of would make sense to do Cena versus Okada. That would be unreal. Like the dream matches are endless. Like if you do a WWE versus
Yeah.
AEW show, so I really hope they do that eventually.
Yeah, I
Also,
really I
Moxley,
really
Moxley,
huh?
Moxley, Moxley versus Roman, Moxley versus Seth. You could do that too.
Nah,
Shield triple
nah,
threat.
nah, yeah. I was about to say, just give me the triple threat.
Yeah, Shield triple threat. You could do that. Like seriously, the card could be unreal if they really went all out with it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Hey, and one of these podcasts, we're going to do a full out AEW and WWE card. I
yeah,
feel like we should do that. So
that's a great idea. Like we build our dream WWE versus AEW match card. Yes,
I,
that needs to happen.
what we'll do that in the future. I don't know what episode, but we will do that in the future for sure. That'll be something that will be in the back of my head, and we'll do that. Um, talking about the rest of the news, and then we'll go and get with the draft, and then
Seth Rollins needs to
backlash.
leave WWE for AEW. He signed a new deal. He signed a new WWE deal, so he's definitely not going to go to AEW. And besides, no,
Yeah. Seth does not need to leave WWE.
no,
That wouldn't
no,
make no sense. So I'm
no,
glad you brought
no.
up Seth. Drew
Because
McIntyre and Seth Rollins both signed a new deal. So, and Becky, it
yeah,
will,
and Finn Balor,
and Finn Balor
and Finn Balor.
and Becky will be the fourth to resign here very soon.
But yeah, Seth Rollins doesn't need to leave WWE. Why would he? Like he's been one of the biggest names in WWE in the past decade, consistently booked well, consistently on top of his game. his wife is in WWE, about to resign too, probably. Why would he leave? What reason would he have to leave to join AEW? It just makes no sense. And besides, Seth Rollins, even if you just look at him in interviews, you can tell he's a WWE guy. He's going to
Yeah.
be loyal to WWE throughout his entire career. He's not going to leave WWE.
No, no, he
So,
will not.
no.
But I don't know what it hasn't worded what Seth's deal is worth, but Drew McIntyre 3 year and what I'm hearing 4 million a year.
Drew getting a payday.
Ooh, boy, hey, and Drew deserves it with the work he's done, and
Oh, yeah.
hopefully,
He's 100%
and
deserves it.
hopefully, however it happens after Clash, he'll get his true moment, and it won't be ruined by anything. So,
Yeah,
but
I do think that's what it's going to eventually lead to McIntyre winning the World Heavyweight Championship again at Clash. And this time, no fucking cash in to spoil it this time.
yeah.
um, but yeah, I do think then probably after he wins the title at a Clash, I think either Punk will come out and confront him, but not obviously like cost him the title again or anything. Just sort of like a confrontation sort of thing, and just slowly McIntyre and Punk at next year's Mania, because I think that's like originally I know they wanted to do Punk and Rollins eventually, but now with the story that they've been having with McIntyre, it just makes sense to do McIntyre and Punk for next year's Mania. I just
Now,
think that just makes so much
now
sense.
Clash. Now, what month is Clash at the Castle?
I think it's June, so yeah, they got a long way to build, but hey, it can be done.
I'm starting to believe Punk and Drew will be at SummerSlam.
Potentially.
I
They could
think
do
so.
that. They could do that. Have yeah, June the 5th, 15th, yeah. Because I'm a download at the same time. So yeah, potentially is Punk will be ready for SummerSlam, right? So yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's probably actually is a shout. Yeah, Punk and
Honest,
McIntyre. Yeah,
honestly,
Seth and Punk. Yeah.
honestly, I think Punk is very, very close.
Mm.
Because look, it said 6 to 8 weeks. Hasn't he really been out more than 6 to 8 weeks, or or was it,
Yeah,
or was it 8 to 12 weeks that? But he's been out. He's been out
about
over.
12 weeks now.
He's been out for almost 90 days. So what's that?
That's
12.
3 months.
So 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, yeah, McIntyre and Punk at SummerSlam. Yeah, that does make sense now. And then probably Punk's gonna win the title at SummerSlam and beat Drew there. And then they're probably gonna eventually lead to Punk and Rollins at Mania next year, like they were gonna do this year. So it's more of a precaution keeping him out for as long as he has been. Yeah, just so like yeah, stay out. Don't worry, we're not gonna rush you back, so you're not gonna get yourself re-injured again. Because knowing Punk, he probably would, because his body's made of paper nowadays. Um,
I really hope when he comes back, he has a healthy run because I think he is
yeah,
enjoying himself so much. He really
you can
does
tell.
deserve this. So
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, part of me wishes like it wouldn't end at SummerSlam for Drew, because I kind of wanted to have a bit of a longer reign, but it's fine. He can have his moment and then hold it to SummerSlam and then lose to Punk, and then Punk can hold it to Mania and then probably lose it to Seth. Let's be real. That's probably what's gonna happen. So yeah, but yeah, what I originally thought lead to McIntyre and Punk at Mania, I wasn't thinking about like how close Punk is, but yeah, Punk is pretty much ready for SummerSlam, and he's obviously going to have a match at SummerSlam. So yeah, it
yeah,
just makes sense to do McIntyre and Punk at SummerSlam, and then Punk and Rollins at Mania next year. It just makes sense.
yeah. Well, I don't know what my card would look like right now for WrestleMania for next year's. I know it's very soon, but
Yeah, it's very early to do predictions
I
for
could
that.
see them be revisiting this Drew and CM Punk for Mania. I don't know. I don't know why. but I could see them revisiting it after they get done with this and all that. I don't know.
Mm.
I, it really just depends what they're going to do with Drew, how they're going to book this stuff. Punk might not even win the title at SummerSlam if we're being honest. So I mean,
True. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like Punk doesn't
so I
have
don't
to.
know.
True, Punk doesn't have to win the title in his first try of facing Drew. Like, Drew could retain a SummerSlam by, cheating or whatever, doing heel shit, or or even just winning clean. But Punk eventually has another rematch where he does end up winning the belt anyway. They could go that route.
Uh,
So yeah, who knows?
this entire look, we're going to we're going to come back to this with the draft, but when I say this roster with Raw, when you hear all these names on Raw, you're going to be like, holy fuck. I am telling you right now, Triple H is a hell of a booker, and we're going to see what he's going to how he's going to deal with all these people. Okay, okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about the rest of the news, and then we're going to get to the draft and then Backlash. I want to see
I
heel
want to
Punk
see
at some
heel
point.
Punk again at some point through the show, but I don't know if that's even possible anymore with how much people love him. Yeah, I don't know if Punk could be a heel anymore.
Nah,
I
nah,
generally
not
don't.
not at this
Like,
moment. No.
definitely not right now. Maybe in the future, like maybe when his feud with Rollins eventually pops up, maybe then he could be the heel in the feud. It depends on how they do it. They can have Seth be the heel, or they can have Punk be the heel. Both men can play babyface and heel very well, so they could go either way with that feud, which is sort of what makes that feud interesting in a way,
I I
because they could go either
think
way.
I think when Seth and Punk actually do their feud, I think they will just play off with the crowd. I don't think it's going to be a true babyface heel thing. I really don't think so. I think they're going to
True,
play it off like
they could
that,
just do two very
and
popular
just
guys like going at it.
just let the crowd, do whatever. So,
Yeah.
but
But I will say, so if we're predicting that it's going to be Punk and Rollins at WrestleMania next year for the World Heavyweight Championship, I don't think Seth is going to get there by winning the Rumble. So theoretically, I know it's very early to predict a Rumble winner, but theoretically, that means the Rumble winner next year should be the one facing the WWE undisputed champion at WrestleMania next year, whoever that champion will be by then, and whoever what the match will be for that. So that's going to be interesting. I think I have an idea who it could be, but I don't know. I won't say anything yet. I'll wait a little
oh, no,
while
no, no,
before
no, no, no,
making a
no, no, no,
statement.
no, 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 no. Fuck it. Let's do a random Royal Rumble winner, and I'll give you mine. So you're thinking it's going to be on the SmackDown side, right? At this moment.
Well, I mean, it could be like it could be a Raw right now. It could be a Raw superstar who could end up winning the Raw Rumble, but then choosing the
Oh yeah,
SmackDown
yeah.
champion. That could happen. It's happened before.
Dwayne the
So
Rock Johnson. Oh my
no, no,
god.
no, 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 no. Who I think is going to win the Rumble as like an early prediction, Gunther.
I'm going to disagree, and I'll tell you why. I think Gunther, with however this King of the Ring stuff is coming up, Money in the Bank, he's going to win one of them, and they're going to give a prize for the King of the Ring. I think it might be a title match, and I don't see this is
I
what
think I think Gunther is definitely winning King of the Ring. That's just no doubt about that. He's definitely winning King of the Ring. No doubt about that. It's good. Is Gunther on SmackDown or is he on Raw?
Raw.
Is oh he's went over to okay. So he's on. Yeah, I still see him winning the Rumble and then choosing the SmackDown champ. I can see that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It's just an early prediction. I might change. I probably will change my prediction as the
So
year goes on.
okay,
But as like a very, very, very early prediction, I'm going
so
Gunther.
you are saying Gunther.
Who are you saying?
Whew. Boy, I'm looking at some of these names. I'm trying to, because I didn't expect you to say something about the Royal Rumble winner, but we're going to say, our early predictions, our early prediction. Um, Gunther sounds like a very great choice. I ain't gonna lie, but well, I don't know. I don't know. I really,
See what I mean?
I
Like, who else could it be? Like, genuinely, like it's either going to be Rollins as like a repeat, but I just don't see that. So no, I just kind of see it being Gunther, but you never know. Like someone could get built up by that point. You know,
yeah,
we'll see.
that's what I'm trying to see. I'm looking at these names. I'm like, okay, who could get built up? And let's see, what are we at right now? We are in May, so what's that? 8 months, close to 8 months. Who is going to get built up in that time? And
I don't think Cody will be champion by next Mania, so it's tough to tell. Cody's not winning the Rumble a third year in a row. Let's be real here. Like two in a row, yeah, fine. Three in a row, no. There's a reason why only one person has. Wait. Has anyone ever won three Rumbles in a row? No, it's just a person's won three Rumbles in a row. That's Stone Cold. No one's ever won it three times in a row. So no, I no. Cody's not winning the Rumble again.
no, 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 no.
No, I mean he ain't winning, but it's tough to predict any feuds. True. Yeah. I mean, I don't think
Um,
Cody will be champion at that point. But yeah, I do agree that the person's not going to feud with Cody. But yeah, we'll see. We start to get good stuff as Ilya at some point within the next year. Agreed. Agreed. We definitely do.
um,
Um,
I'm not gonna. Ooh. I'm going CM Punk right now. I think Punk will win
oh,
it. I think Punk will win it. I think that's where
but
he doesn't.
I think Punk's gonna be champ by then.
I'm predicting he won't be.
Oh, what the? So how's that going about? Because we predicted him to be McIntyre for the title at SummerSlam.
No, no,
Or at least like
I'm
within
gonna,
a couple of months after
I did
SummerSlam.
say it after that, but I'm gonna reframe. I, I think Drew beats Punk, and I don't know where where Punk goes after that and all that, but he gonna get. There's so many people on Raw that he gonna be mixed up with someone else or this or that. So
Joe Hendry with the yes, I believe in Joe Hendry.
oh my god, but um,
Oh Christ!
but yeah, I'm gonna go with Punk. If I do a dark horse, and I mean a dark fucking horse.
If you say Chad Gable, swear to God.
No, Andrade. That would be my dark horse.
Ooh,
If
that is a
if
dark horse.
if he builds, and I know Triple H loves Andrade, if he builds
Yeah,
Andrade up. So I'm just saying. But
that is a bold one.
that's a big dark horse. And I don't think that's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
it's a
But that
huge
would be
dark
my
horse. Like wow.
dark, dark horse. If you had a dark horse, who would it be? That's like, probably not gonna happen. But if he built up and everything could happen.
Finn Balor.
Hmm. I like
Finn
that. I
Balor.
like that.
I can I can see Finn having a big push after he either kicks Damian Priest out of the Judgment Day or Damian Priest kicks Finn out of the Judgment Day. Either one of the two things are going to happen. I just think Finn after that is going to go on a fucking huge push. And I mean, this is if Priest is still champion at that point, but I could see Finn and Priest having a match at Mania for the title, or maybe even Finn just facing someone else for the title and just eventually winning the belt. I could see Finn winning the Rumble, like one of the
I
dark
can see
horse, I
that. Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Like
yes,
unlikely, but
yes,
it could
yes,
happen.
Yusuf. They are on different brands. We ain't got to see that damn matchup between someone else and someone else for another month or two. Yeah, yes, they
Yeah,
are on different brands. Um,
but yeah, Finn Balor is my dark horse pick.
okay, I like that. Chelsea Green is going to be on NXT. She is for the women's championship against Roxanne this week. I don't watch NXT, but I do love me some Chelsea Green. I love Chelsea.
I'm
So,
sure you do.
uh,
I
but
think that's the best place for her right now. I do think that's probably the best place for her right now is probably NXT. Just to give her something to do for a little bit of time, just sort of develop herself a little bit more, and then go back to the main roster.
um, so there's been word that she was with Robert Stone when she was in NXT first time with that gimmick. They might try to do that again, but her and Piper Niven did get drafted to SmackDown, so they are SmackDown though. So, but I could see her going down to NXT and being down there for a little bit, um, but that might be a thing. Mike Rome, they put him down to NXT. I'm guessing whoever that announcer from NXT. I don't know the name, her name, but I'm guessing they might release her. I don't know. I think that's why he's going to be down. I don't know who's going to come up. I don't know how that's going to be. But Mike Rome is supposed to be in NXT as the announcer, back with the announcing. And WrestleMania looks to be in Las Vegas and everything. Yeah, SmackDown is on for y'all. Oops. Um didn't know that. I forgot about that, but no one gives a damn about SmackDown right now. Personally, I probably won't watch SmackDown. The Dallas Mavericks are on in the playoffs, so I'll be watching my Mavericks. But they do come on 9:30, so I can watch SmackDown for an hour or so. Um, but WrestleMania looks like it's in Las Vegas.
Golden City.
It's not confirmed, but if fuck the Boston Celtics, fuck them, okay? Motherfuckers
This is
got
why I
fucking
bow out because I know nothing
hey,
about this.
this motherfucking Boston Celtics got so many fucking players on that damn team that's good. I don't know how a fucking front office can afford all those damn players. Fuck them. Um, but no, I enjoy playing with them on 2K, so I can't say nothing. But Las Vegas it's looking like it's going to be in Las Vegas because I feel like The Rock wants it. So that's one major thing because I think it'll be him and Roman at Mania in Las Vegas. So Minnesota, it looks like they're going to get it for 42, and hopefully for 43, it's going to be in Nashville, Atlanta, so I can fucking go. My language on this podcast today has been outrageous, and I don't really care. Okay. Um,
I thought you was gonna say, and I apologize, and he just like, I don't really care. I was like, yeah, fair
Only
enough,
reason
yeah.
I'm watching SmackDown is see the Uncle Howdy QR code. And please just let us know what the hell all that stuff means because you've been doing a hell of a job on the
Yes, you
Uncle
have,
Howdy stuff.
Mr. Detective Man here
Yeah.
in the chat,
Um the
proper
the
detective here.
the big last news, and this is who I was talking about earlier. Ronda Rousey, my favorite female, Ronda Rousey. So Jimmy Smith, that used to be a announcer for WWE, he really does not talk about any stuff backstage or anything. This is the first time I've ever seen him say anything about backstage, and it's because Ronda Rousey been talking that mouth of hers. And
He does.
Jimmy Smith basically said there's a reason why a lot of people backstage did not like working with her. Just the certain people backstage you don't get to see. The people that's behind the works and all that. And I'm just telling you right now,
Shocker.
the way he was saying some of this stuff, and I watched like a clip. I'm thinking, man, this seems very true because he would know about this. He said, I don't talk about stuff like this, but I feel like I need to and everything. So
And what reason would he have to lie about that? What reason would he have to lie? Like, what
Not
was he
no
get out
reason.
of line about that sort of thing? So, it's definitely true. And besides, you can definitely tell that Ronda would act like that because she's always looked like she has like an attitude, is arrogant, all those things. She just exudes arrogance whenever you see her. So I can see
Yeah,
that 100% being true. And
yeah,
yeah, I can see that being 100% true that she's just an actual bitch to everyone that she works with.
yeah. I mean,
So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. When I saw the clip and I was watching it, I was just like, this doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Like I was just watching it and I was just expecting to hear some like outlandish things. Um, but like I was hearing the things that was being said, and I was just like, it's not the worst things I've ever heard in the world, but still, like, yeah, she's a bitch. We already knew this, so it's like this ain't really nothing new. It's just sort of like confirmed she's a bitch. So it's just like,
so
yeah,
so
I'm
so
surprised.
so the funny thing about this, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this, is like, oh, Adam Pierce was actually trying to say the truth in that segment of saying you're the what did he say? You're not the baddest woman. You're the biggest woman or baddest woman. You're the biggest bitch on the
She's a
world or
bitch
something
on
like
the
that.
roster. Yeah, I remember
Maybe
that
he was
line.
speaking from the heart
He
though.
he was speaking facts. He was speaking for the people. She's a bitch, but we already knew this. Yeah, I literally like. I'm sorry, but we already knew this. But yeah, he was speaking for everyone when he did that promo. He must have been.
Yeah,
He must have been speaking for the staff members that we don't see, the camera people, the people who work with Ronda that we don't see, who have to put up with her shitty attitude. Like he must have been speaking for all of them. And fair play to you, dude. I'd have done the same thing. I
yeah,
That's it. Yeah, that promo has aged fantastically.
yeah. And I'm not, and I do want to point out, like, the stuff that she talked about Vince McMahon. We're not talking about that stuff. We're talking about the stuff that just came out with all
Yeah,
that. So I still am in favor with her and feel bad for her for some of the positions that she felt uncomfortable with Vince, Laurinaitis, and all that. I feel for her on that because those two are complete douche bags, and that is saying it very nicely. So,
very,
but but
very nicely.
yeah, yeah, Adam Pierce was really just saying what he wanted to. I think he meant it. If you watch it
Oh
back,
yeah.
you're like, man, I think he actually means it. So
Yeah, I mean, Smithy said everyone hates working with Ronda. Everyone. So I mean, like no one must like Ronda. Which I
yeah,
mean, I don't blame them. I don't, and you don't. No one does. No one likes
no,
Ronda.
no. So okay, let's get to the WWE draft. I know this is going to be a lot of names I'm about to say, but I felt like I had to write this down so we could have everything on board. So I'm gonna go with the SmackDown side. Of course, we've got Cody Rhodes, all the champions. That I guess no one really said that Cody Rhodes was SmackDown until now, because the champions are protected, which I
Protected.
do,
Yeah.
which I do like. I really do like.
Could always be grateful for all the finest match TQ with Shayna. Oh, I meant worst match of the yeah, yeah, corrected yourself. I meant worst match of the year. Yeah, that shit was buns. That was fucking terrible. I will
Yeah.
never watch that match again. I'm ashamed I even got to see that match once. I wanted to gouge my eyes out. I wanted to grab the nearest bleach and just pour it in my eyes because
Well,
that was terrible.
I was very hopeful for the match, like most of us were, because the build was actually decent,
Really good.
and
Yeah.
um, and I'm over here just watching it, and I'm thinking, so this is going to be Ronda Rousey's last WWE match. Why are they going out like this?
Yeah, because like the thing is, like we were expecting going into this to be like, yes, a fight, but like like when it's a wrestling match, but it's very physical and it's a big like fight, like in terms of like a wrestling match, like sort of like a Sheamus or a Gunter match, similar to that, like hard hitting, but it is a wrestling match. It was a fight, all right, but that's literally all it was. They tried to simulate a MMA fight. They tried to simulate a UFC fight. It's like, no, no, it just doesn't work. No. Like, you could throw strikes and shit, fine, but in a wrestling context. But when you try and simulate it as if it's like a real, like, boxing, or a bit of boxing or an MMA fight, it looks terrible. So, I don't know what was going through their minds when they were just like, oh, what should we do for our match? Let's try and pretend we're in an octagon instead of a wrestling ring. What?
Yeah.
For your next PLE prediction, the loser has to watch that match 3 times. Oh,
Look,
please
look,
no,
look, look,
please
look.
no.
I will say this, and it won't be this one because I think we're gonna have the same predictions. Let's see. For the King of the Ring is the next thing after this.
Yeah, I think.
So
Yeah.
so so whenever that is, and if we have different, whoever is more wrong, if it's me, I want you to name 2 matches for me to watch, and I will do a live reaction to it, watching it, and I will upload it. If I'm the if I'm the loser, I will actually do that. I'm going to give you allow you to give me 2 matches I have to watch that is rewatched or that's just absolutely bad. So
I've got some ideas already. Oh boy. Oh boy. You better pray you don't lose. Oh, I've got loads of ideas.
it won't be this one because I'm telling you we're gonna have probably maybe the same damn stuff.
Yeah, but I'll probably have the same predictions for this PLE.
Okay. WWE draft SmackDown side: Cody, Bailey, Logan, Naomi, A Town Down Under, Bianca, Camelo, Hayes, Nia Jax, Randy Orton, DIY, LA Knight, the Bloodline with
Yeah.
yeah, with the Bloodline with Solo, Tama, and Paul Heyman. I'm guessing. I'm about to. Oh my God, Jesus.
Absolutely nobody wants to see
Yeah,
that.
no.
I call for everybody on this planet, and nobody wants to see that.
No. AJ Styles, Andrade, Cedric Alexander, and Adonis. Yeah, like we remember that vignette from 3 months ago. Jay Cargill, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, Tiffany Stratton, LDF, Shinsuke Nakamura, Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven. Pretty Deadly, Candice and Indy Hartwell, Tegan Knox, Blair Davenport came up from NXT. And I hope they use this man because he could be easily used and he's a good wrestler. Apollo Cruz and Baron Corbin, which
I'm happy to see Corbin.
Baron Corbin
Yeah,
has
I'm
really,
happy to see Corbin back.
yeah, I'm happy. So that is the SmackDown side. The Raw side is this. And I'm sure SmackDown is still going to be good, but just listen to these names: Jay Uso, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Damian Priest, Braun Strowman, CM Punk, Drew, Sami Zayn, R-Truth and The Miz, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, Sheamus, Alpha Academy, Kiana James from NXT, Shayna and Zoe Starks, Abba Fire and Ezadon, Ivar, Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, LWO, Damage Control, Judgment Day, the rest of the Judgment Day, Eleanor Dragunov, New Day, Final Testament, Bronson Reed, Natalia, Laura, I can't say her last name, used to just be the NXT Women's Champion. She's on Raw. Um, Kaden Carter.
Oh, Lyra
Yes.
Vicaria. Lyra Vicaria,
Ponce
yeah.
Chance. The Creed brothers with Ivy Neal. New Catch Republic, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. And Dijak. Okay, you hear those names from Raw compared to SmackDown, and I apologize, and I don't want to miss anyone. SmackDown, Giovanni Vinci is on his own on SmackDown, so that's my bad.
Holy shit. Raw is stacked.
And they're getting ready for Netflix. You can tell.
Oh, yeah. Raw is stacked. Stacked to the brim. That
And
is unreal.
I feel like Braun should have stayed on SmackDown because he just literally signed and everything. Braun Breaker. And I think a Ricochet would have been great to go to SmackDown too, but I understand because you got Samantha on Raw, so I understand that.
What I
But
will say, what I will say is that all of those names, that Intercontinental Championship title picture is going to be stacked. Oh Christ above. Yeah, thank God no sign of him. Thank Christ. But yeah, the Intercontinental Championship picture is going to be stacked beyond belief. Like I saw a tweet someone put out of like all the list of names that could be like considered in the Intercontinental title picture or like in the mid card on Raw. And God, some of the names are unreal. Like this title picture could be the best that the Intercontinental title has ever seen.
it's by far, at least in my lifetime, this is by far the best the mid card championships have ever looked and ever had in the picture with everyone in it. By far the best. I don't
Oh
care
yeah,
what you say. For me.
yeah,
So yeah, this is going to be very interesting. These shows are going to be good. And Raw, yes, they are looking very stacked, but I still think SmackDown going to be good but it's 2 hours, so it's more. I get why they stacked Raw more, 3 hours.
yeah. Because obviously Raw has 3 hours, so they have a longer show, so they kind of need more stacked talent to fill the show. So it does make sense. That's why like pretty much every like brand split or like draft, Raw gets the more stacked roster because yeah, that 1 hour just makes a difference. So yeah. But SmackDown does have a good roster regardless anyway, so they are going to do well. Like I have no worries, especially like Triple H can make stars out of anybody. So like some of the names that we don't consider big or massive or stacked, he can make them into a star.
Yeah,
Like
that is
for
right.
example, like on the women's division, Tiffany Stratton, I could easily see Triple H making her into a star on SmackDown. So
Oh yeah, and I'm surprised she's in the women's championship match already. But
yeah,
I'm
this early,
glad.
it's like
I'm
damn.
glad. I'm glad it's in a triple threat. I don't want her losing 1-on-1.
No,
So
not yet, not yet.
so yeah. All right. Since we talked about the draft, let's go to Backlash. The card only 5 matches. This is more of a NXT takeover. Triple H is going to continue this route, and I'm glad because look, you can't put everyone on the show.
Nah.
Trust me, I do a universe mode. It is fucking hard to put everyone on a show, even though I build them like this and like that. It's tough. So then you got to put them in certain matches on like the show before or after that makes them still feel important. That's how Triple H does it, and I've kind of went that route, but um, it is hard, and so we got 5 matches now. I will say I think they could do a 6 match. I would have been glad to see 6 matches because I mean it kind of just makes sense to me. But oh well. The first match, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane defend the women's championships, worthless, against Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair. Oh yeah, let's be honest. Who's winning this one?
Bianca and Jade.
Ding, ding, ding. Look, I hope this match is really good. I hope I see more bumps out of Jade Cargill. Yes, I understand you want to make her look like this badass woman. Guess what? Yeah, Kyrie Sane, one of the best wrestlers that don't get talked about a lot, and Asuka that used to be a destroyer of a women's division in NXT, and then she's known. More
Yeah,
bumps for Jade Cargill. That is why I'm. That's one of the main things I'm hoping out of this. Plus a
yeah,
good match, obviously. So,
yeah, yeah.
but
She does need to take more bumps because, like, yeah, again, I know you want to build her into this like absolute destroyer, dominance, and all that, but you can have her take bumps and still look dominant. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, look at the likes of Gunter, for example. Gunter takes bumps from pretty much everyone he wrestles. Like, he sells his ass off. But he still is dominant. He's still a badass. He's still all those things that we think of when we think of like dominant big people, like or like just dominant people in general. You don't have them be indestructible and just don't take any bumps in order to look dominant. You just don't. So yeah, I think unfortunately, like I think that's the way that's the reason why they're doing this tag team match is so they can have like Bianca take most of the bumps and have Jade not take as many. But I think Jade will take like a few. But I just think ultimately is going to lead to Jade and Bianca winning. I hope it is going to be a good match, though. It should be. With the likes of Bianca, Oscar, and Kyrie in there, it should be alone, let alone with Jade Cargill thrown in there. It should be a great match.
yeah,
Um,
I'm hoping.
the only way I think Kabuki Warriors retaining is if they just pin Bianca. There's no way they're pinning Jade. Let's be real. The only way Kabuki Warriors retain is if they beat Bianca. But I do think Bianca and Jade are winning the belts. So
Well, I can tell you right now, folks. I have been wrong with some predictions and everything. I don't know what bet I could do to say this. There's no way in hell that Oscar and Kyrie is retaining.
yeah.
No way. I don't give them. I give them, and I always have to give someone a chance. I give them a 1% chance out of 100. Okay, 1%. One. The only way they retain here is if someone else debuts that is just out of the fucking blue and helps them, which I don't see happening. And my third wife over there is going to get beat
I
down.
would have said Julia, but
Okay, my third wife,
I would have said Julia, but she's an NXT.
yeah, my third wife,
I would.
Dakota, is going to get beat up by them. So Dakota's not helping, okay? So so yeah, Jade and Bianca, hope it's a good match, but we know they're going to win. And there's no doubt about that. Um Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. We already talked about this kinda versus Solo and Tama Tonga. Um, I am interested to see how he looks in this match, though. Um, how he looks in the
Tamatonga.
WWE, huh?
Tamatonga.
Yeah, yeah. How
Yeah.
he looks.
He will look good. I from having seen Tamatonga in New Japan, I've seen how good he is when he was doing the Gorillas of Destiny in the Bullet Club. Unreal. Like he was in an unreal tag team with Tangle Loa as the Gorillas of Destiny. He was killing it in New Japan. So I have no doubt in my mind he'll look good. Obviously, it depends if he has good chemistry with Solo, but I think ultimately Tamatonga is going to look great, and I know how good he is, so I know he will be great. Jacob Fatu accidentally interferes in the wrong match because he can't see out of the black hoodie and Kabuki retains. Yeah, because you already know Jacob Fatu is going to show up in that black hoodie just like Solo does. Because for some reason we're going to have everyone show up in a black hoodie, and when Solo interferes in a match, Solo interferes with the hoodie every single time, hooded up. It's just like, mate, we know it's you.
Hey, hey, he didn't at WrestleMania though.
Yeah, he did at WrestleMania, true. But
Hey, you know what? When he did that, I said, "Damn it, where is the black hoodie at?" So
Yeah, it's just like every other time he interfered, he just has the black hoodie and all hooded up and everything. So, mate, why bother? We know it's you. Why even bother with the hoodie? We know it's you. So yeah, it's stupid. But yeah, Jacob Fatu will definitely show up with the black hoodie just to keep that tradition. Takes longer for you to realize it's Solo when he does it. Exactly. It takes long to realize when he doesn't have the hoodie. It's just like, wait, is that Solo? Wait, oh yeah, he is. He's not wearing the hoodie. Oh shit, yeah, it is Solo. What the fuck? That's literally how it goes.
I don't know where
But
Solo
yeah,
got that type of hair, huh?
yeah,
So,
does he? Yeah, I never see his hair because of how often he's in the fucking hoodie.
but
Oh god.
but
But
yeah,
yeah,
I think we do.
um,
I think both of us agree that Jacob Fatu will help Solo and Tama Tonga win this. I believe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Solo and Tonga win with Fatu interfering and winning the match. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Um. Next up, we have the WWE Women's Championship on the line. Bailey defends against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. I am very excited for this triple threat because I think it's going to be a very good match too. But I do think it's a very predictable outcome.
Retain.
Bailey can't lose the title this quick. Now, if she
No,
was
no
in her
chance.
reign for maybe 2 months or so, I could potentially see Paul, maybe Naomi, but they haven't really built her up. But so
The crowd was hot for these three at the kickoff. The Tiffy time chants were great. Yeah, it's crazy how over Tiffany Strad is already. It's quite crazy. So yeah, they could have a star in Tiffany Stratton if they just keep building her up. So yeah, definitely Bailey retain because neither woman has been built enough to be Bailey. Neither is Bailey hold on to the belt long enough to lose it. So it's an obvious retain.
yeah,
I
very, very
think
hard.
Bailey pins Naomi. I wouldn't have Stratton take the pin in this match. I just don't think that makes sense. So I would have Naomi take the pin here.
Yeah, I think we're on the same board as that as well. I will say if they pull a trigger, who do you think they're going to pull it on? If it happens, a big if.
Naomi, it's too soon for Stratton. It's too soon for Stratton. Way too
Yeah, I hate to
soon.
agree with you.
Like as old as she is, as old as she is, it's too soon. Like you don't put a belt on someone that quick into their main roster career, unless your name is Finn Balor, who was extremely like miles over when he came onto the main roster. Like that made sense when Finn Balor came up and won the championship right away, even though he only held on to it for one day because of his injury. But oh
Yeah,
well. But yeah, that back then that made sense. But Stratton, no, no, she's over, but she's not. Finn Balor levels of over back then to warrant winning the championship this quick. So yeah. Bailey retains, easy.
yeah, that is right. I mean, there was pains, but that was a while ago.
Bailey was
Yeah,
paid, but that was a while ago. Yeah, true.
yeah. It's just a different. Yeah,
And that
I
was what
could see.
Paige already had a title. Exactly. She was already the NXT Women's title champion. And it was mostly done for a shock factor. Let's be real. Like, because it was a shock debut, and then all of a sudden she beats AJ Lee. It was just sort of a shock moment type moment. But yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? But yes, shout out to Tiffany, man. I've liked Tiffany for a while, and you can kind of tell when you if you watch my universe mode, Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley finals in the women's tournament to see who faces Charlotte. That's a plug. Um, so we are going to go to our co-main event, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship matchup, which is Damian Priest defending against main event Jay Uso. Now I will start off with this. This right here has got to be a redemption for Jay Uso. Because if this motherfucker has another stinker match, oh, bets are off. I don't care how, and I'll still be going along with Jay's, theme and all that, and I like it. I love it. But hey, I'm gonna need to see a different move set. I'm gonna need to see a different Jey Uso in France tomorrow. If I don't, I am going to talk shit about him, and that's all I'm going to say in my review. But a lot of these are very predictable. I'm hoping for a good match. For Jay's sake, it better be a damn good match because Damien has had several good matches.
Pat
And
McAfee is my favorite part about Jey Uso's entire character.
yeah, Pat McAfee, hey, that man Pat is going to hurt himself one of these days doing that.
Oh yeah,
But this I think this match is about Jey Uso more than anything. So if Jay does not have a good match on my review of Backlash, he's going to hear it. That's all I'm going to say. But Damien will retain.
yeah. Damien's gonna retain. That's obvious. I do agree. I hope Jay brings it and puts on a better match because yeah, he sort of needs a redemption when it comes to his match quality in terms of his run. Because the biggest problem with Jay is he just has a limited moveset. He just does. Like from what we've seen of him as a single star, he just has a very limited moveset in terms of his matches. Like some strikes, super kicks, that running hip attack in the corner that they do, the Uso splash, a spear here and there from Jay, but that's about it. Like that is on Samoa drop, maybe. That's about it. That's literally pretty much all of Jay's moveset. So I just kind of wanted to see just a little bit more from Jay against Damien because I do like Jay. I like his character. I like his mic work. I like his character. I like everything about Jay. It's just, and I think he can be a very good single star if he just puts on some better matches and some more intriguing matches. Because yeah, that match against Jimmy was the biggest disappointment. In my opinion, the biggest WrestleMania disappointment since AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Since that match, that was the biggest WrestleMania disappointment because that match had so much hype behind it that it just was bleh. So yeah, I'm hoping something better from Jay here, but yeah, Damian Priest is definitely retaining 100%.
NXT cuts going on right now. Probably. I mean, they don't use some of the people, so I hate to say it.
Yeah, I could
I
see it.
hate to say it, but some of them I'm probably not going to even know. And then two, some of them that might been there in NXT for a long time, and they just ain't working out. Unfortunately, it's happening, but it is what it is. I mean, at least now there's so much independent stuff and everything that hey, after those 90 days, if they have 90 days. Oh, that's one more thing before we talk about the main event that I saw. WWE sometime, at least in the next few years or something, or wrestling in general, I know WWE, they want to get away from the 90-day complete compete clause so whoever gets released can just go and work.
I agree with that because I don't think that's fair that like when someone gets released from their job that they have to wait
But
90 fucking days
but
in order to
but
find another job.
but they're still getting their downside pay though. So so they're still getting paid from them for that 90 days to
Could
a
it be a
degree.
good match? Wait. Could it be a good match? Damien retains. Yeah, there's Jay's whole move set. Also, Tope Suicida. Oh yeah, that dive. Yeah, yeah, as well. Latest rumors: Jacob and Zilla Fatu are WWE bound to detangle lower and full bloodline in WWE. Yeah, we went over that earlier. Where we went over Jacob Fatu. Zilla Fatu, I haven't really heard about joining, but if he's joining too, then yeah, that's two people to add to
I,
the bloodline of Sola's bloodline.
I think Zilla will eventually do join in, but I mean I don't know hell I don't know any more I don't know how many more bloodline members we can have, but um to be honest, and to be honest, I hope it is a good match, but I'm not feeling it. But back to the no Yeah, that is right. But Jacob is already signed to WWE. He's signed to WWE. I'm pretty sure that's already confirmed. They just haven't used him yet. They're just waiting to use him, and hopefully that's at Backlash, like we said. But back to the non complete cause complete what complete cause whatever 90 days. Fuck it, whatever. Um, uh, even two twin sisters. I can believe it. By order of the tribal chief, and they're talking about um. So I I hope that is the thing because I would love for them to. Can you imagine if a big star from WWE or AEW says, "Oh, I'm gonna be on Raw the next day," or "I'm gonna be on Dynamite the next day"? That would be That's how it used to be with WWE and WCW and everything. So that would be cool to kind of see that element play out. I will say.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with the whole non-complete clause finally ending because, yeah, I just don't agree with the whole like, oh, you've lost your job, now you gotta wait 90 days in order to find another one. It's like, the fuck? Like, I need to get paid, dude. So, yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, just let them, like, go find someplace else right afterwards. Like, what's the harm in it, honestly? And it's
Yeah.
like when the Hardys were on the Indies,
Yeah. Yeah.
the next day
Mhm.
yeah, I remember that. I think they literally had just lost their TNA tag team titles like a day or two before they were appeared at Mania. I don't know if it was TNA, but I don't think they lost some tag team titles like a day or two before Mania, and then all of a sudden, yep, boom, we're at Mania in a ladder match. Yeah, what's good? Shirley Baszler showed up in GCW Bloodsport. Charlie Dempsey, Regal's son, was allowed to compete
Yes.
in New Japan. And he won Climax while under contract. So Triple H change, it's been so much better. Not to mention, Shinsuke Nakamura did go over to Noah to wrestle the Great Muta. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
Great Muta. It is one of his final matches. So yeah, it's good that Triple H is giving his talent the freedom to go to other promotions and wrestle if need be. They're not just tied to WWE and that's it. Like, no, you cannot go anywhere. Like, I'm pretty sure that obviously they're gonna have to like ask Triple H for permission and all that. Just be like, hey, Hunter, can I go over to X, Y, and Z promotion and do X, Y, and Z match and all that? But if Triple H is giving them the freedom to do those things, like under his permission, in my opinion, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, that's a fantastic thing in my opinion. That's a fantastic thing, and that's one of the things I bet all these man and female love about it with Triple H in charge. So that's one thing. Before we talk about the main event, I want to acknowledge the Queen, Nia Jax.
Can we not? Can we not? Can we not?
I had I had to do that. Okay, our main event of Backlash in France. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes with his first title defense, the WWE Undisputed Champ or WWE Championship. They're actually calling it that a little bit against the phenomenal well, whatever. I don't think he's doing the phenomenal thing right now because he ain't. But AJ Styles, fuck it. Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, and they're doing and on the press conference they're doing a lot of the too sweet thing, and I think that's going to be a big thing during the match. Cody Rhodes brought up the Bullet Club during the press conference too, so that's when you know. And there's so many signs. If you haven't been living under a rock or something, this is a lot of signs that Vince McMahon is completely nowhere close. Not even in the facility.
OC will probably interfere to help to no avail. I don't think Styles is with the OC anymore because obviously, like Styles is doing his own thing with the whole heel stuff. I don't think the OC, you know, care about Styles anymore. I think the OC are sort of doing their own thing. Um, I I'm not 100% sure on that though. I don't know if the OC is still with Styles or there's still something there, but maybe. the OC like trying to help Styles as like a heel turn. No, but they're still openly good friends. Fair, fair. I mean, yeah, they could like try and help Styles and sort of like become like heel with Styles. They could, but no, I think this is just a situation where Cody just wins clean. To be honest, I think this is just a situation where it's just a straightforward match and a banger match. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for. Cody versus Styles. I am hoping for a banger. If it's not a banger, I am going to be very disappointed. Like, I'm not asking for just a good match here, not even a great match. I want a banger. So yeah, but yeah, Cody retains here. That's an obvious one. Um, but yeah, it's a dream match for me because obviously two former members of the Bullet Club and all that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yes, they're on Smack. They are on NXT, and she also got drafted to SmackDown. Yes, she's trying to box up for the NXT Women's Championship. Yeah, we went over that earlier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We went over that
Yeah,
earlier because Chelsea
oh,
Green is my fourth. Never mind. Um. So
yeah.
so um. So I really hope this match is very very good. Now I'm WWE has had a very good year already. I want more. Holy shit, that was a great match. Top moments.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I'm looking forward to. Um,
yeah, because there was plenty of those last year. Like last year, that like literally every PLE had a match where it was just like, oh my god, what a match. So, but what I will say is that yeah, we had a couple of those like, oh my god, that was a fucking banger like at WrestleMania, but nothing that really like blew my socks off apart from like maybe Roman and Cody. Maybe like Bailey and Io was really good. To be fair, Bailey and Io was really good, and Gunther and Sami Zayn was really good. I say those were the three best matches of
I agree.
WrestleMania. But I'd probably say like the only one that really like wowed my socks off the most was Roman and Cody. But that's just mostly because it was just a complete like mess in the best way possible, just utter chaos.
Exactly.
So in terms of like a straightforward match, like no bullshit, no nothing, the best one I can probably think of is Gunther and Sammy. But yeah, that was a great match, but not one that made me go like, "Oh my god, holy shit, that was utterly unreal," sort of thing. You know, like we had last year. We had plenty of those. So I'm hoping maybe this can produce that, but we'll see. We'll see.
I think, and I'm glad I talked about there should have been 6 matches. I think Sami Zayn should have been defending the title against someone.
But who?
Bronson Reed and Gable in a
I don't know if you guys watched the kickoff, but Cody Rhodes too sweet and Colin Saxon was hilarious. Yeah, I cannot wait for Ilya versus Gunther to happen again. They tried to kill each other in the NXT UK Championship match. Yes, they did. Both of their matches in NXT, they absolutely killed each other. So I cannot wait to see that match again. Oh, Tyler Screen's gone. Tyler, you still here? Tyler? Just in case you're wondering, the Uncle Howdy in arena teasers have started. Fair. Uh, Earth to Tyler. Earth to Tyler. Do you hear me? Tyler. Well, fuck. I guess I'm the host now. Fuck. What?
You hear me?
Oh, there we go. He's back. I can hear you, but I can't fucking see you.
Uncle Howdy has taken Tyler. No, a dumbass spam nupper called me on my phone. So now my stuff is messed up, unfortunately. But
Yeah, you're just a black screen.
at least it's towards the end of the podcast and I closer to the end. Uh oh.
Wait.
There we go. There we go.
Hey, he's back. I was starting to think the Undertaker was going to be right behind you with that blackout.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Holy Christ! To quote Michael Cole. The dead man coming.
But I am really pretty sure
You see, Yusuf? Yeah, you and me, same brain, mate. We literally have the same fucking thoughts.
But I really do hope this match is good. I just feel like we need a banger, and I I hope. Yeah, the crowd. Now, don't get me wrong. This might be minus WrestleMania. This might be the best crowd of the entire year because France is. This is the first time that
I raise you one. Clash. Clash. The
we'll see.
UK, we
We'll
do it
see.
better than anyone. We do it better than anyone. And
Who
I
cares,
know,
man? Who cares? You're not even going to be at the show.
I know, but we do it better than anyone. And I know the Scottish, especially, are fucking loud. Whenever the Scottish have appeared in my fucking hotel, whenever the Six Nations have come around, Jesus Christ, they don't shut the fuck up.
Well,
So
I'm just going to say this. I think Backlash has always been known for good crowds the last year, and then probably this year. We'll see, but because I mean,
yeah, that's because they were in Puerto Rico. To be fair, Puerto Rico was mad.
yeah,
But I think France being a very good crowd though. They are going to be one of the best crowds of the year. But I also rate us as well in Clash. So in terms of the UK,
yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. Um, but hopefully the match is good. We'll see. Yeah, Bad Bunny's entrance.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, that entrance is mad. Like I've never seen someone's entrance look like a fucking concert that I have ever seen. He literally turned his entrance into a concert performance. That's literally what it was.
That was
Because
beautiful.
like he went out to his music. He was walking down the aisle and everyone was just singing along to his song. It literally looked like a concert more than an entrance. It was great.
The last thing I'll say because we both got Cody retaining, obviously. Your match of the night, I'm guessing is you think it's going to be Cody and AJ, right?
Yeah, I think it has to be. Like, if it's not, I'm gonna be disappointed because that's the match I expect to be the best. So if
I
it's not the best, I'm gonna be disappointed.
I expect it to be the best. It still could be the best, but I'm going to say Bailey, Tiffany, and Naomi is the best match of the night.
I
I
think
have a feeling.
I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
gonna be the second best match of the night. But I do think Cody and Seth is not Cody and Seth. Fuck me. Cody and AJ is good. Kill it. Absolutely kill it. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, we shall see. Hopefully. Okay, so this is where we get to the last part, and then you get to rage. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, I've got some things to say. Oh, are you gonna say one more thing, or do I have the floor to rage?
No. Go ahead because I know, I I'm mad about the entire last month and a half or whatever. So, and I've talked to a coworker, and he's from Gonda, I believe, but he's an Arsenal fan, and he's like, dude, I don't know what happened to y'all. I'm like, I don't know either, but it is what it is. And like I said, I've just started watching it more. I said, but a downfall like this, you don't see this like this often. I said, it's kind of ridiculous. But go ahead. The floor and everything is yours to
I
talk.
will. I will start my rant after this. Just to be different, I would say Jay gonna redeem himself from bagging with Damien. Damn, that's a bold shout. That's a bold shout for that to be match of the night. Jay needs a redemption after that WrestleMania match with Jimmy, even if he loses. Agreed. Agreed. I will not even speak about what Yusuf has just put in the chat. And the thing is, Yusuf, I know you and your United fans will like to take credit for our downfall, but it's not just you who we failed to beat. It's not just you. We failed to beat Palace. We failed to beat a couple of teams the past month. So it's not just down to you why we're not winning the league. So don't try and
Well,
take full credit.
I'm gonna say this: the downfall started at that point more than anything.
Well, yes, I was just about to go ahead and make my first point that yes, our downfall started after we went out of the FA Cup to Manchester United in that match because I don't know what happened. Like it just seemed like after that our confidence was just crushed. Ahmad Diallo, fuck you, boo. Yeah. Oh, but by the way, when I talk about football, my language goes right to an exceeded limit of fucking swearing. So yeah, just get ready for that. Um, so yeah, so since that match, it just seems like ever since that we just our confidence has been crushed. And thing is, we started off like still being the better team in matches, just creating chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, but just not putting them away, just not putting them into the back of the net, not being clinical. Darwin Nunes, Luis Diaz, Mohamed Salah included, especially Salah. I will single out Salah here, not single him out, but like I guess just highlight Salah a bit because I expect way more out of him. And I know he recently came back from an injury, like, and all that. And it's probably the biggest injury he's had since he joined Liverpool. Because after AFCON, he had a bit of an injury. He was out for like 3 months, I think, like 2 or 3 months he was out. And then he's come back. But still, I expected him to be like not in the races for like a match or two, because that's expected. But literally ever since he's come back from his injury, he's been way, way off it. Like I've seen Salah have like poor form before, have like spaces of bad form, but nothing like this. Not to this extent. To the point where I see him missing chances he would normally score with his eyes closed. And Darwin Nunez, I'm ahead out, guys. That's a chat for a bit. Good pod. First one I caught live. Yeet. Yeah, nice one, dude. Appreciate
Yeah,
you tuning in.
yeah. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
But yeah, back to the point I was making. So yeah, Salah not good enough. And one thing I will say about Salah, I know it's since been squashed, and Klopp has said that things are fine now between them two. But what Salah did in our most recent game against West Ham, when he got subbed on because he got dropped by Klopp, deservedly so, because of his poor performances. He had a big like hissy fit and a bit of an argument with Klopp when he was coming onto the pitch. And I'm sorry, I don't care what your grievances are in terms of like being benched or your opinions are about how you're being treated in that particular match or whatever. I don't care if you have disagreements with the manager. You do not publicly argue with them like that on the pitch. You leave that for after the match, after the cameras are down, and you're back into the locker room. Once you're there, you can have a chat with him. You can air out your grievances there, no problem. You're well within your right to do so. But publicly arguing with Klopp like that, disgraceful. Especially when in this team, Salah is supposed to be a locker room leader. Not locker room leader, like, you know what, a team leader. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So he's supposed to be a leader in this team, an example to the young players coming through. So you see, like, the young players looking at the way Salah's treating Klopp there in that situation. That's not showing a good example whatsoever. So, but I'm not going to like have it like a personal vendetta against Salah like for an eternity. Like after this, like time someone has publicly, I guess, shown their grievances to Klopp. Like Mane did it when he was at the club. Sadio Mane, Jordan Henderson did it. I think James Milner did one time too, and they're leaders as well, so they've done it before. So it's not the first time something like this has happened. Um, but still, like Salah should know better than to do that. And in my opinion, he has no right to really. That Salah stuff seems like an odd situation. That's coming from a West Ham fan. Yeah, he's not really deserving to, I guess, show that amount of grievance publicly, especially seeing as he's been deservedly dropped because of his poor performances. If he can blame anyone for why he's been dropped and stuff like that, it's himself because he's been very poor. But Klopp has stated that things are fine now between them two, so that's that. I don't see any issues popping up for the last two matches between them. And it seems like next season onwards, Salah is planning on staying and um, committing to Liverpool anyway. So we have no worries when it comes to Salah. And I do think by next season, Salah will be back to his best. I don't see this like bad form continuing, for next season. I just see this as just a little bit of drop in form for now. But it's been a bad one at a very inconvenient time. Was that before or after we equalised? I can't remember. It was just after you equalised, I'm pretty sure. It was just after you equalized. But yeah, I don't see this being an issue for next season. All right, so I spoke about Salah. Now I'm going to speak about Nunez. So Darwin Nunez. My personal gripe with Nunez is the fact that he cannot finish basic chances. He could score some bangers. I will give him that. He could score some. He somehow makes easy chances look tough, but hard chances look piss easy. He's the most confusing player I've ever seen in my life. And I do really like Nunez in terms of like what he does in a match, like what he brings to the team, his runs. He's a constant threat. Even though sometimes he may not be clinical, he is a constant threat to defenses. He does bring a lot to the side, and he does bring assists as well. He just has a constant fight throughout the entire match. He doesn't give up, which is what I like about him. His mind doesn't ever drop, his head doesn't ever drop. He just goes. And that's what I've always liked about Nunez. But end of the day, in order to win league titles, you need to be clinical in matches, especially in big matches, because Nunez has scored like crucial goals in matches against like Nottingham Forest and all that, or Newcastle, where he has saved us from losing or just dropping points in general. So it has been a good season for him. I'm not going to like discount him. He's been good this season, largely, but in those big matches, crucial matches against the likes of Manchester United and the likes of Arsenal and Man City, the games where we could have won games if we were just more clinical, but we didn't. Nunez is one of those big examples of players that if they were just a little bit more clinical, we could be on the way to a league title right now. But unfortunately, we're not. Luis Diaz, again, not clinical enough in crucial moments. Although what I will say about Diaz, especially lately, the past month, he's been the only one out of the front three that I see legitimately trying, like his damnedest, his hardest. Like when I watch Salah play, I don't get the feeling that he's tried his hardest. Nunez lately, when I watch him play, I don't feel like he's tried his hardest. Diaz, I feel he's tried his hardest, but he can't do it by himself. But Diaz, just in general, as a player, he's just not a clinical left winger. He can score goals, but just not as consistently as kind of we need him to. Not like, for example, the likes of Sadio Mane did when he was at Liverpool. Like that's why that front three of Mane, Salah, and Firmino works so well. Is because Firmino was like not a clinical striker, but he was a number 9, like a false 9. He dropped deep. He was very intelligent with his passing, his link-up play, and he was able to help out Salah and Mane tremendously. And they would be the ones who's gained the most chances, and they would be the clinical wingers to get goals and win us games. Whereas in this front three, it's very different because like Salah has sort of like just changed from the main goal scorer to like still be the main goal scorer in terms of getting the goals and that, yes. But he's not getting the most chances in the game anymore, whereas he used to. It's actually Nunez who's now getting the most chances because he's an actual striker. And Salah has been trying to help him out with passing and giving the ball and stuff. And Diaz has been doing the same thing. So Salah's not getting as many chances, but when he's not getting them and he's not scoring, that's an issue because he's the only man that really gets goals on a consistent basis. Whereas Nunez, while he gets the most chances, he doesn't. He doesn't score them a consistent enough time. Like I've seen like conversion rates, and for example, like someone who's a very big converter, Harry Kane. I think he's got like 25% conversion rate in terms of his shots, which is really good. And has a 10% conversion rate. So out of all the shots he has on goal, he converts 10% of them, which is not good at all, especially when you're chasing down the league title. So yeah, and it's not just down to the front three and the strike force. There is other issues in the team as well, but that is the main one. That's one of the main reasons why we have been out of the title race now. It's because we just cannot finish chances in big crucial games where the pressure's been on us. I will now talk about in terms of like the good strike force. So like Diogo Jota is pretty much our only really clinical player on a consistent basis that I really see. But the problem with Diogo Jota is that his body is made of paper. It's made of Weetabix. It's made of like the most fragile shit I've ever seen in my life because he's injured way too often. He's very good when he's in the team. He's very good. Scores goals, is a constant threat, but he's just not available often enough to win us league titles, which is unfortunate. because I think if Jota stays fit throughout the season, I think Jota is one of those players that could take us to a league title. And Gakpo's just one of those players where I just think, unfortunately, he's been used a lot in a wrong position this
Mhm.
season, because we've used him as a number 9, as like a false 9, a Firmino type role, which doesn't work for him. We've used him on the right wing. We've used him in midfield. We've recently started using him on the left wing. He's actually been good lately because that's his natural position, is left wing. So that's when we get the best out of him. But yeah, Gakpo, I just want to see more of him on the left wing next season so he can shine. That's what I want to see from Gakpo. And also him score more goals as well, because he's another one that doesn't score enough goals for me. Midfield wise, Alexis McAllister has been our best signing of the season. It's not even close. And I would argue signing of the season in general in the Premier League. It's between the likes of him and Cole Palmer and Declan Rice. Those are like 3 of the top signings for me this season. But he's been absolutely unreal. First half of the season, okay, but not spectacular. Second half of the season, he's really stepped up. Whereas Dominic Soboslai, on the other hand, the opposite. So first half of the season, he was fantastic. He was just like, oh my god, we've got a great player on our hands. We like people were hyping up to be the next Gerrard, which sort of makes sense because he has the number 8 shirt. But the past few months, he hasn't been bad. He hasn't I wouldn't say he's been bad. He's just been mediocre and very underwhelming. Because I know there's a fantastic player, Dominic Soboslai, fantastic player. It's just finding that and getting used to the Premier League and stuff. So I'm hoping to see more of him more from him next season. Endo, very good, especially in certain moments, certain matches this season. Very good, but he's one of those players that was either very good or very shit. It's in between with Endo. In a match, he's either really good and he's a very good defensive midfielder and he just puts in challenges and does all the dirty work, or he's very shit and everyone gets through him like it's nothing. So I want to see a bit more consistency from Endo, but at the same time, I want us to get a CDM in the summer window that's going to be the main CDM and not Endo. Endo is a great option to have on the bench, but he shouldn't be our main starting CDM. Gravenberch again is one of those players that is either really good or really bad. I want to see more consistency from Gravenberch, but he is young, so I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he will be more consistently good next season. So we'll see about Gravenberch going forward. Defensively, the past month we've also been very shaky. To be honest, we have been shaky defensively throughout this entire season, just in general, but it's because we concede the first goal in matches a whole lot this season. I read a stat where it was just like we've conceded the first goal in a Premier League match. I think more than half of the Premier League matches that we've been in, we've conceded the first goal. I know it's more than half. I think it's like 65 or 70% of matches we've conceded the first goal, which is ridiculous. So what tends to happen is that we start off matches very slow. We have to grow into the game. So then the opposition score the first goal. It's like we wakes us up and then we come back and win the game. That's been mostly how we've won games this season. But this past month we haven't been doing that. Why? Because of our strike force. Our defense concede the first goal, but then our strikers, our wingers can't score goals the past month to get us back in the game. That's been the difference. We've always been conceding goals this season. That's just how it is. But throughout this season, we've been a outscore our opponents type of team this season. But when the problem is of when you're not scoring the goals, that's when you lose points. That's when you lose games. That's when you draw games like we've been doing this past month. And it's just cost us. And what I will say, I don't know if this is also what contributed to it, but maybe because it's put pressure on. But I don't want to put this solely on that because that's not a good enough excuse for me. But Klopp announcing that he was leaving at the end of the season, I just wonder if that's put a little bit too much pressure on the players, which sort of got into their heads and not made them perform their best. Again, I'm not going to put that solely on that because I don't think that's a good enough excuse. In fact, if anything, I want that to fire you up and have Klopp go on a high. Um, but yeah, it's just not been good enough. Like just in general for the entire team. Trent has been good. It's just sadly a lot of the season he has been injured, but when he's been fit, he's been really good. Van Dijk has been at his best since his prime, like Van Dijk days. That captain's armband has really given him a new lease on life. But there has been like one or two games where he has been, but to be expected. I'm not expecting him to be incredible every single match, but the most main thing is that he is been a lot better this season, like since his prime days, I would say. So I can't really say many bad things about Verge. Kanate and Kwanzaa, I will fit them both in on the same thing because I think they're the same. Very good most of the time, but they do have a mistake in them. But Kwanzaa, I will give more forgiveness to because he's very young. It was his first season in a first team way because before this season he was in the academy. So first proper season in the Premier League. So I will give him a little bit of slack and say for his first season, I think he's been fantastic. Like considering how young he is and how inexperienced he is. I did not expect this from Kwanzaa throughout this season. So but yeah, he does have a mistake in him. Like his biggest mistake was against Manchester United in the Premier League, where he gave the ball straight to Bruno Fernandes and he just chipped it right over Kelleher. But apart from that, he's been solid. So I can't really say too many bad things about Kwanzaa. Kanate, again, he has a mistake or two in him, but largely consistent. So I got no real issues by him. Robertson, Robertson, the past month has been great. One of the only players I say has been really been trying, along with Luis Diaz. Robert's been great. Um, and I hope he just continues that and just stays fit. Um, I probably want to. I want another left back, not like desperately as like a backup, because I don't think Simicast is good enough. Largely, Simicast is good enough in moments, but not for a full season. I don't think. Joe Gomez, I want to give a big shout out to this season because he's been just consistent, like throughout so many different positions: left back, right back, centre back. Put him anyway. He's been doing job. And I didn't see this coming from Joe Gomez because last season and season before that, pretty much since 1920, he's been very bad. Especially last season, he was terrible. And I was just like, we ain't ever going to see Joe Gomez be good again.
Mhm.
But he proved me wrong this season. I have heard rumors that he's leaving in the summer, which I hope is not the case. I hope we do keep him. But if he does go, then fair enough. But yeah, off topic. Let me tell this Uncle Howdy tease up pop me. Okay, fair news. I'll take a look at it after this. But yeah, but yeah, just in general, like it's just not been good enough. What I find ridiculous though is that when we had injuries, like the massive amount of injuries, and we had to have the kids play, the likes of Dan's and Bradley and like players like that, Bobby Clark, people like that. Better that when the injured players came back, it just it shouldn't be like that.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, just in general, like yeah, pretty much ever since we bowed down in the FA Cup against Manchester United, it just seemed like it just squashed all confidence from us, and then it just led to a downward spiral where we've literally lost all of chance of the three rest of our trophies in 1 month because we went out of the FA Cup to Manchester United, then we lost 3-0 at home to Atalanta, which should never fucking happen. Like Atalanta is a team that's sixth or fifth. I don't know what place they are right now, but at the time they faced us, they were like sixth in Serie A, which is the Italian league. We should never lose to them 3-0 ever, let alone at home. Like that's just at Anfield. That should never happen. And we beat them 1-0 in the away leg, yes. But what I don't understand about that game in particular is that after we scored the first goal, we didn't do anything. And it was an early goal too. We scored that first goal in like the 4th minute or whatever it was. We scored right at the beginning of the game. So it was like, okay, we scored an early goal. Let's get back and come back and win this. But nope. We decided to pass around for 90 minutes. And it just looked like we just didn't want to go ahead and go through. But yeah, so we bowed down in the Europa League because of that. And now it seems like we're out of the Premier League title race because we lost to Crystal Palace at home, which again should never happen. And then we got a win against Sheffield United, which are bottom of the league. So obviously we beat Sheffield United, but then we lost to Everton. So the last Merseyside derby of Klopp's Liverpool career, and we end up losing it 2-0. disgrace, absolute disgrace. Never should we lose to Everton because there are little, well, not younger because they are older than us. Their club was made before us, but they're like our little older fucking ugly cousin. Like we should never lose to them. So I think it's the first time we've lost a Goodison Park in a long time too. So it's a very bad outcome. That was pretty much like the result that sort of confirmed we were out of the title race. So I mean, after Palace, we sort of had the fear it was like, yeah, title's done. But Everton was the one that was just like, yeah, it's done, it's done. So the fact that it had to be against Everton that had us go out of the title race is what hurts the most. But it is what it is. And now obviously we just drew 2-2 against West Ham a few days ago, which is even more unideal. But title was already done by that point anyway. So yeah, it's pretty much down to Arsenal and Man City, and I hope Arsenal do it. I'm personally behind Arsenal. I hope Arsenal beat City because I want to see someone other than Man City win the league title for once.
Well, well,
So I hope Arsenal do it.
I'm going to say this. I hope Arsenal does it too, but I fear that we're going to help Man City do it because I'm going to predict this wild prediction. I think we'll beat Arsenal. I don't know why, and it wouldn't make and see look. Even though we played terrible, terrible.
We don't face Arsenal again, Tyler. We've we've already faced Arsenal twice in the league. We don't face
When?
Arsenal again. Yeah,
What?
we lost to them at the Emirates and we drew against them at Anfield. Yeah, we don't face
Anfield?
Arsenal again.
Oh.
We don't face City again either. No, the teams that are left that we have to face are Tottenham and I can't remember who else.
Oh shit! That's
Wolves.
who I saw. That's who I saw. I thought. Oh boy, it's been a long one. No. Yeah, I looked at the schedule. I was like, oh man, we could ruin their thing. I swear, I saw that. Nope, never mind. Okay,
No,
don't mind me. I retired from
no. In
football
fact, I think I
for a
know what
year.
I think I know what you saw. We face Arsenal in pre-season of like after the season's over. So we face them in preseason. So I think that's the fixture you saw because I remember seeing that. So I think that's what you got mistaken by.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Now I don't look so dumb. I knew I saw Arsenal on something.
yeah,
Okay, good,
yeah.
good.
But yeah, that has nothing to do with the league.
All right.
So yeah, no. So yeah, I hope Arsenal do it. In terms of what I predict, I think City are going to win because City just historically, City always does this every season. Like from the start of the season to the middle of the season, they will have a few shaky performances, a few shaky outcomes. They will drop points here and there, make people think that other teams have got a chance. And then in the last like couple months of the season, they just go, all right, crunch time, let's fucking do this. And they go on a big winning run. That's just what they do. So I don't see City losing. I don't see the City losing any games. Maybe against Spurs because they have a bad record against Tottenham and they do have to face Spurs. So maybe in that game they could lose and that could open the door for Arsenal to win the league. But that's a big if. I
What
just
what what are the points right now? I can't. I saw it the other day or other week, but I can't remember what it is now.
I can't really remember from the top of my head, but I know Arsenal are first right now. But I think City have a game in hand, or at least I know if City win their game in hand and they have the same amount of games played, they will have more points than Arsenal by one. I think so. They pretty much need City to lose a game or draw a game. I think so. Yeah, I just see City winning. I know it's like the easy answer to say, but I just see City winning. But I hope Arsenal do it. That's what I'm hoping for. And I'd retire from football for a year if Arsenal won the league. Hey, I thought you would want Arsenal to win the league, Yusuf, considering it's Man City, your local rivals. But then again, I think you're probably used to City winning, so I guess it just doesn't really matter to you. I understand Josh wanting Man City to win the league because he's a West Ham fan, London club, London rivalry with Arsenal, so I understand that. But yeah, me personally, I hope Arsenal win the league. because I just want to see someone other than corrupt bastards win the league. You know, but yeah, what I will say, the final bit that I will say about this season, especially this end of the season, is that I am very ashamed of the players. I'm very disappointed in the players that they let Klopp down. The red team in London is on 80, City on 79 with a game in hand. So yeah, I was correct. Except that if they win their game in hand, they would be a point ahead of Arsenal. They'd be 2 points ahead. So yeah, pretty much they need City to drop points. I think Arsenal have better goal difference. So really, all they need City to do is draw a game. They don't even need them to lose a game. They just need them to draw a game. So fair. So yeah, if City draw against Spurs, I could then see Arsenal winning. So, but we'll see. It just depends on what Spurs do, because Spurs also have just been terrible the past few games. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and they've just lost to Chelsea like 2-0, I think. So yeah, they've been poor. Wenger versus Sir Alex will always be the bigger rivalry in the United City to me. That's fair. That's fair. That was a big rivalry, to be fair. So yeah, and therefore Arsenal versus United. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, the final bit I will say about this is just how disappointed I am in the players for letting Klopp down, because this is not the way Klopp should be going out. This is not the way we envisioned it. This is not the way the script writers would have wrote it. At the bare minimum, like I understand, like not winning the league, like it was a hope, but it wasn't like an expectation. But it was like a hope. I would have liked us to have taken it to the final day at least, instead of us crashing out at this point. But what I am especially disappointed about is us crashing out of the Europa League the way we did, and not being in the Europa League final, and at least having the chance to win a European trophy in Klopp's final match. Like, can you imagine winning the Europa League as Klopp's farewell? Like, that'd be solid. So yeah, just the way absolutely bottled it the last month, and now Klopp is going to go out with only a Carabao Cup, which yes, it's better than nothing. I will say that it's better than nothing. It's better than going out trophyless, but still, it could have been so much better.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm disappointed in the players for letting Klopp down, because Klopp deserves so much better for what he's brought us over the years that he's been at Liverpool. But for what I will say is that for the rest of the season, for our last 2 games, I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm just going to enjoy Klopp's last 2 games as manager, and I'm just going to take it in, because at the end of the day, Klopp has provided some of my best memories as a Liverpool fan I've had in my entire life, and probably will have like till the day I die. So like when I'm on my deathbed, I will like remember those years of Klopp and us winning the Champions League, and us winning the Premier League, and us winning FA Cups and Carabao Cups and stuff like that. So what Klopp has done for this club has been like superseded my expectations for when we brought him in. I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't expect it to be this good. He deserves a statue outside the stadium, no doubt in my mind. He deserves a statue outside Anfield. So yeah, I'm just going to enjoy last couple of games of Klopp. And about this Arnie Slot guy that we're bringing in as a replacement, it's not confirmed, but it's pretty much confirmed. Like Fabrizio Romano has tweeted, "Here we go with Arnie Slot and everything." So, he's the Feyenoord manager. I know you probably won't know much about him, Tyler, so I'll just fill you in a little bit. He's the Feyenoord manager. He won Feyenoord the Dutch league, the Eredivisie. I don't know how to pronounce it that well, but the Dutch league. He won the Dutch league last season. They're second currently in the Dutch league this season, but only a little bit behind. So they're doing well. He's a very good manager. Stylistically, he's very similar to Klopp in terms of the way he plays football. Very high pressing style of football, similar to Klopp. So I feel like it would be a nice transition to Slot in terms of the players and how they'll be able to play under him. But it is a risk, because this will be Arnie Slot's like first big job, like in terms of like a big club like Liverpool. So it's just whether he's going to be able to adjust to the Premier League and do well in the Premier League, because it's just a big risk when it comes to stuff like that. Obviously, we wanted Xabi Alonso, but he stayed at Leverkusen, which fair enough. I mean, part of me thinks that's the right decision for him, because he can continue his development as a young manager, but also at the same time, especially since he's on the verge of an invincible treble, because he's in the German Cup final, I think, and he's won the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen, and I think he's 1-0 up against Roma in the semi-finals of the Europa League. So he could be about to be in the Europa League final. So he's very much on the verge of a treble and an invincible treble of that, because Leverkusen have not lost a single game this season, which is crazy. Um, and they just seem to be the kings of the last minute fucking equalizers and winners, apparently. So yeah, it's a shame we're not getting Shabby. And I think he might go to Real Madrid. I think that's what he's probably waiting for is Real Madrid's like manager vacancy to pop up next season so we can go to Real Madrid. But you never know. Maybe one day in the future we could get Shabby, but it's just definitely not happening now. But what I will say about Ollie Slot is that I don't know a lot about him, and it's a risk. But end of the day, I have liked some things I've seen about him, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to back the manager, and I'm going to back him and say he will be good, hopefully. But it's weird. It's always weird transitioning to a new manager when you've had a manager that has stayed at the club for as long as Klopp has, and he has had the impact that Klopp has had. Because when it's just a manager that's been fired after a few games, or it's just done poorly, it's been sacked, and someone else gets brought in, it's different because you're just like, okay, let's see what this manager could do. But it's like when a manager like Klopp has been at Liverpool for so long, has had the impact that he's had for so long, and now he's gone. It's just like, how can you follow that? Like, legitimately, like, how can you follow that? It's massive shoes to fill. It's very much like when Sir Alex Ferguson left Manchester United, and they appointed David Moyes to replace Sir Alex Ferguson. I don't know anything about a long-term manager leaving. Yeah, exactly, with Sir Alex Ferguson, as I just said. So it's like Moyes taking over Sir Alex Ferguson. Moyes wasn't able to follow up what Ferguson did, nowhere close. So it's a bit of a worry. I don't want Arnie Slot to be another David Moyes situation. So, and another example is Arsene Wenger. When Arsene Wenger left Arsenal and Unai Emery took over, Unai Emery, he's a fantastic manager, and he is doing incredibly well at Villa right now and showing why he is a great manager. But he just wasn't able to follow up the pressure and the shoes to fill of what Arsene Wenger did at Arsenal. Moises he shall not be named in my world. Fair enough. But yeah, so it's a bit of a time of uncertainty when it comes to Liverpool. Like, next season could be anything. Next season could be a season of success. Next season could be catastrophic. I hope it's not the second. But in terms of the summer going forward, I definitely want us to get ideally another striker / winger. I just want someone that's clinical. So as much as I like Darwin Núñez, he can't be our main starting striker if he's not going to be clinical when we need him to be. We need a striker that's clinical, especially if we're going to stick with this where we're going to have a striker getting the most chances. And not a Firmino type role. So if we're going to have a striker that's going to get the most chances, then we need someone that's clinical. We need someone like a Haaland. But obviously, we're not going to get Haaland because he's a City. But we need someone like a Haaland. What I'm thinking is maybe that Victor Kukores guy, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who's at Sporting Lisbon, who's been utterly killing it. I don't know how much he cost, but I would love him. Him as our main striker up front, scoring goals left, right, and centre, with Núñez following him on the bench to bring on when we need a bit of chaos with tired legs. I feel like that could work really well. Because I'm not saying sell Núñez. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I really like Núñez, but he's just not good enough as a starting number 9 to win us league titles. He's good enough to get us into Champions League positions. I will say that he's a very good striker, but not good enough to win us league titles. Just plain simple. So ideally, I want us to assign a starting striker that's going to be clinical, or a winger that's going to be clinical, like a Salah or a Mane when we had Mane. I would like us to sign a starting CDM, so we don't have Endo as a starting CDM, or we don't have McAllister in CDM for most of the season, because that limited to what he could do. Although McAllister did a very good job in CDM for a lot of the season. Those are the two main things that I want. Ideally, probably another centre back too. If I had to be greedy, probably another centre back that I want as well. I would say those are the three main things that I want. So we'll see what happens in the summer window, but hopefully we do spend because yeah, something needs to happen to get us over to that stage where we are not just competing for league titles, but taking it to the final day like we used to and potentially winning league titles. Because this season was great, but we need to just keep our composure in the big games when the pressure mounts on in the late part of the season, because that's what killed us. We were great for a lot of the season, but in the last couple of months of the season, we've just lost composure and we lost focus, and it's cost us. So yeah, but that's my last thing I'm going to say about Liverpool. But yeah, bring on next season. And let's hope the next manager comes good, and let's just hope the future of Liverpool is bright. That's all we can really hope for here.
That's
Or in Eustace's case, hope that the future of Liverpool is not bright because he's a Manchester United fan. But
guess what? We don't care about those motherfuckers. Okay. Um. So no, Yusuf, we care about you. The rest of them, not so much. Um. But you are right about that. It is different because you're gonna have a new manager and everything, and it to me, it's like when someone like for me, um, with American football, when you have like a coach that's been somewhere for a long time, and it just feels weird that the coach ain't there anymore or anything like that. That's that's tough. So
yeah,
I think it's gonna feel like that, but you gotta give the next person, whoever it is, all the way because it's not official. But whoever, um, you gotta give him the benefit of the doubt and be like, hey, he's not gonna be like it's gonna be different. So I understand that for sure.
yeah, it's going to be tough without Klopp there for next season onwards, because it's not just what Klopp has achieved. Like, it's not just that, the fact he's been a great manager for us and he's won us trophies and all that. He's got us to finals and produced fantastic moments. It's also the connection he has with the fans. Like, he is beloved. Like, even take out the trophies, take out the accomplishments, even if he did win any trophies, I'm convinced he would still be loved by the Liverpool fans just because of how lovable he is, just
Mm-hmm.
because of what kind of a person he is. And he loves Liverpool to death. Like, he pretty much considers that his home now. So, like, because of just how much of a connection he has with the Liverpool fans, it's gonna feel like sort of empty without him. But it eventually it will come better. But yeah, it's starting off. It's going to feel so weird and so empty and strange without him. But yeah, just got to back the new manager and just hope things will come good, and things will look bright going into next season. That's all we can really hope for. So yeah, that's the last thing I got to say.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird, but gotta do. I mean, gotta do what you gotta do, and I mean, most of the team's still going to be there next season. So I mean, it's not like that's going to change all the way. I mean, there's going to be a few, pickups, and some people it might be, gone. It happens with any club, team, in any sport. So that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Um, but this has been episode 70. Oh, wait a minute. 72. And I think I don't know if I have it 71 in the title, but Paul and my dumb self did put 71. Um, hope you guys enjoyed it. I feel like this is maybe. Oh my gosh! And of course, someone comes in at the end of the stream.
Why does it always happen? Why does
I
it always happen?
It always does. But welcome to the stream. But we into the podcast. But
Well,
we
we're about to
are
be heading out of here.
yeah we are wrapping up. So just
Just
to
to let
let
you
you
know, the
know,
new just to let you know, the new Howdy teaser is called "All You Have to Do," and the word "believed" flashes up in the background. I like it. I like it.
But I guess that doesn't when we didn't really talk about it. But do you think they Uncle Howdy's showing up in France?
Ye-
It's it's starting to look like maybe not.
no, I don't think so. I think they're gonna build it up even longer than that, but we'll see. Oh, also, it's now pretty much confirmed it's Backlash. Oh, well, then we're getting him a Backlash then. Whee!
All right, good night. Yeah, I don't know what time it is there, but it seems like I have a lot of people from India that watched me. So I guess I'm just I get not just me, but since you are here on the podcast, I guess we're just for, whoa, whoa,
Wait.
whoa, I got it. Hey, forget Titus worldwide. We are worldwide, baby.
Yeah. Tyler, the real modern day Maharaja.
Oh my God, no.
Acknowledge our true modern day Maharaja. Acknowledge. You cannot acknowledge yourself, Tyler. That's not how it works.
Oh well, I'm going to no matter what. But no, it takes you to a video of a backlash promo which then glitches into the teaser. Ah,
Fair.
okay. But thank you for coming in, even though if it's late or not. But hey, before you head out, hit that like button. Thank you. But if, like I say at the end of it, if you watch this going back on demand or anything, thank you so much. Hit that like button for us. Hit that subscribe button. We are close to 500. I don't know what we're at because we've had several people come in and out. Well, I was going to say before um he came in and everything. Um our I feel like this has been the most consistent flow of people leaving, coming. So that makes a smile to my face, especially when we do a longer podcast like this and it's still semi consistent and everything.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Yeah, it's been great.
and also I will say, and I'm going to give YouTube their uh props and everything to Yusuf for the Uncle Howdy stuff.
We used to be Mr. Detective, to be Mr. Sherlock
Um,
Holmes over here.
thank you so much. Well, I mean,
Appreciate it.
look. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see myself ever going full time and being able to do that. You never know, but I don't see that. I don't. But it's one of those things I would like to do, but I don't see myself doing it. But you never know. You never know.
Never know.
But it's one thing I will say about YouTube before we get out here and everything for the podcast. YouTube has gotten a lot better of horizon more viewers with certain stuff. I don't know if that makes sense, but it seems like even smaller YouTubers get shown more from different people, and there's more people that come in your streams, maybe watch your videos, stuff like that. So I'm gonna give YouTube its props for their what is it called? Whatever. Give them
Algorithm?
props. Yes. Thank you. It's like it's just a little bit better. Just in the last 6 months or more, it feels like it's just been like that. So I'm gonna give YouTube its props and with that. But this has been episode 72. Backlash tomorrow at 1 p.m. for me, 6 p.m. for UK, India, and everywhere else. I have no damn idea. But this has been episode 72. I will I would probably rewatch this one because I have been everywhere imaginable on this podcast. It has not been, clear cut of what the hell I'm about to say. So that's one thing I do like when I'm like this. But episode 72, podcast 72. Thank you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day, night, wherever you may be, and enjoy Backlash. Be safe out there. And acknowledge Nia Jax. Peace out, y'all.
Take care, guys.